As the saying goes, the fruit does not fall far from the tree. Call that metaphor or biology. But in basketball, that is close to reality. As close as every father or son with the sport of basketball in their blood could be. I am Lord Ravena. Join me as we find out why even in basketball, that cliche, like father, like son, there's actually some truth to it. Here on Basketball Almanac.
There's a dead ball situation now. They can call for a 30-second injury timeout.
Fathers work hard to raise a family, but some fathers play basketball and create a legacy. In the PBA, they are legends who defined a generation. But for their sons, these fathers are more than just inspiration. Imagine idolizing these basketball stars. Now imagine calling one of them Dad. Imagine having to live under father's enormous shadow.
Keeper on the move, hinahabol ni Rivas. Keeper making.
Well, in the PBA, there are a handful of second-generation players. Some were able to match, if not surpass, their father's achievements. But how do these second-generation cagers actually compare to their dads? We start off with brothers Chito and Joey Loizaga, sons of two-time Olympian Carlos "The Big Difference" Loizaga.
The big Kaloy Loizaga, of course, is a legend of Philippine basketball. So, Chito and Joey Loizaga, yun yung nauna before si Dudut, galing kay Coach Sunny George. Pag masyadong mabigat yung sinusundan mo, sometimes it weighs heavily on the sons. Pero minsan naman, na-overcome ng mga bata yon and are able to build a bigger name. Never easy following your father's footsteps. But of course, meron ka ng susundan. Depende sa paghawak ng bata kung paano niya tatahakin.
The elder Loizaga never played for the PBA but made a huge mark on the international scene. He was a two-time gold medalist in the Asian Basketball Confederation, or what we now know as the FIBA Asia Cup. But his greatest feat was leading the Philippines to a bronze medal finish in the World Basketball Championship. While the Big Difference was an all-around offensive dynamo, his sons carved their niche as brilliant defenders and long-range shooters. They even played with the crowd favorites Ginebra San Miguel under the legendary coach Robert Jaworski. And speaking of which, one of the PBA's greatest players is called the Big J.
Loses the handle, Jaworski behind the back dribble.
But who would have expected that one day there would be a small J? Robert Jaworski Jr. certainly had some slightly gigantic shoes to fill. His PBA career playing alongside his father after being drafted 10th overall by the Gin Kings.
Out to Jaworski. Here he comes again.
As to the Big J's legendary professional career, there's really nothing more to add, with a total career output of 11,760 points in 23 years in the PBA, while Dodot, his career high was 9 points. Oh well. Like the Big J, another basketball great, Ato Agustin, also had a son who suited up in the PBA. Mark Agustin entered the league as a draft pick of Petron, the erstwhile San Miguel Beer squad, which his dad handled in the year, but his career path was nowhere near the Atom Bomb's achievements. The elder Agustin was a PBA Hall of Famer, an All-Star pick several times over, and a Grand Slam winning player with the San Miguel Beermen. His son may have tried to match Ato's exploits, but hardly did so with a rather forgettable stint in the professional league. In 1989, a 6'4" power forward out of UP Diliman rose to power. Benji Paras was drafted first overall by the Shell Turbochargers. And in that same year, the Tower of Power immediately made ripples, matching up well and even outplaying the likes of legends Juan Fernandez and Abet Gedabin. And with that, he achieved something no other player in PBA history has ever done, winning the Rookie of the Year and the MVP award at the same time.
Si Benji kasi may lahing Amerikano. Johnson ang middle name ni Benji. So, bata pa lang yan, malakas na yan. Kung buwabato ng shot put yan, pinupulot lang, iniitsa lang. At kung dumunk yan, pupulutin lang yung bola, tatalo na siya, dadunk niya. So, he was born really strong. Yung power innate sa kanya, ang nag-grow kay Benji yung understanding on how to win, how to compete. Talagang brute force. Kaya nga, one of the strongest players na nakasabay ko, nakasama ko, at nakita ko na kayang lumaban maski sa mga higante ng global stage.
No wonder his sons are showing the same power and athleticism that he once displayed during his heydays. His eldest, Andre, was a rebounding monster. While Kobe, the youngest, well, you see for yourself. Perhaps the only difference between Benji and Kobe would be their playing positions and approach to the game.
6 feet, but Kobe Paras.
Kobe loves roaming around the wings, while Benji is used to patrolling the lanes.
Hindi mo sila pwedeng ikumpara kasi it's a case of apples and oranges. They're good, both good. The father is a legend, a proven talent, many-time winner, champion in all levels that he has played in. Si Kobe, yun ang pupuntahan niya. Naniniwala naman ako na may kakayahan yung bata. Sa kaya niyang gawin at kaya niyang marating based sa upside at learning curve na mayroon yung manlalarong si Kobe.
Ravena and Jeron Teng. Oh, what a behind the back! What a finish from Kobe!
Now, the 6'6" prodigy is a member of the national team and is on track for a promising career in the pros.
Yes, that was wicked from Kobe Paras.
Now, here's another father and son tandem that you'll find interesting. The Aguilars. Peter and Japet both played for the Ginebra franchise. But here's the catch. Peter showed potential but did not quite make it far, spending just 5 seasons in the league as backup to the Gin Kings' more illustrious big man. His son was a complete opposite, starring in many unforgettable Ginebra wars as the Gin Kings' high-leaping, power-dunking forward. Japet is also a consistent member of the national team. Talk about a son clearly following in and leaping over the father's footsteps. Norman Black, one of the PBA's best imports, helped the defunct Santa Lucia Realtors with their first league title, the 2001 Governor's Cup Championship. But that would not have been possible without Black's stepson, Chris Tan. The second-string guard stepped up during the dying seconds of Game 6 by nailing the title-clinching three-pointer in front of his stepdad to nip San Miguel 75-72 and close out the series 4-2. And by the way, Chris's stepbrother, Aaron Black, just won a championship with the Ateneo Blue Eagles in UAAP Season 80. It's all in the genes, they say, but not all second-generation ballers could play. And by playing, we mean someone who's exceptional or phenomenal. And we know one, and his name is Kiefer. Which brings us to the question, which Ravena is better? Father and son tandems in sports shouldn't really come as a surprise. Many of our favorite cagers actually come from athletic families. But sharing the same DNA is not always a guarantee of success.
Merong genetic factor yan. Kung ano yung nakikita mo sa tatay, in terms of their physical and physiological attributes, malamang makita mo rin dun sa anak pagdating sa physical. Pagdating sa strength, pagdating sa type of muscle, pagdating sa iba pang measurements ng katawan, malamang susunod din yan dun sa measurements ng nanay at saka ng tatay.
Zigzagging his way to a pass. Shot!
According to experts, genetics are not the exclusive determinants. A huge influencing factor is also the environment.
Pag tinignan mo sa sports, malakas ang effect ng pag-iisip, ng character, ng psychology ng bata, yung psyche niya. Yan nakukuha na yan sa environment. Kung ano yung palagi nilang nakikita, ano yung palagi nilang na-experience, at ano yung pinag-uusapan nila sa hapagkainan. Malamang, yun ang magbibigay ng ideya dun sa bata kung ano yung mga standards nila as a family, ano yung kanilang character as a family. So pagsamahin mo yun, kumbaga yun yung magiging formula para kung ano man yung tatay at yung nanay, malamang yung anak ganun din.
Patrimonio de la Basca Pumared. Ravena asking for the low post pass. Ravena takes it inside.
Case in point, the Ravenas. The father, former PBA Rookie of the Year Bong Ravena, was a consistent high scorer and defender. The mother, Mozi Ravena, once played volleyball for the University of Santo Tomas.
Sa bahay, alam mo yon, lahat kami sports sa pinag-usapan, volleyball, basketball. Nagiging sila, yung athlete mentality sila. So, nasa sports na rin sila nag-end up. So, kaya nagustuhan nila to be an athlete. Yun ang talaga yung bonding namin sa basketball court, sa gym.
Combining their parents' physical attributes and skill sets. You've got Kiefer, the top rookie of the NLEX Road Warriors and the Gilas Pilipinas national team, 30, one of the vital cogs of UAAP champion team Ateneo, and Danny, a blossoming Ateneo volleyball. Kiefer, the eldest of the Ravena siblings, recalls learning classic basketball moves from dad.
Nakalimutan na supposedly yung mga moves dati. Ngayon, yun na yung mga ginagaya ng mga players ngayon, especially ng mga kabataan, sila Steph Curry, sila Kyrie Irving, sila LeBron James, James Harden. Pero yung iba, nakakalimutan na nila kung gaano kadali yung basketball sa mga ibang players before. So yun yung ginagaya ko na baka ito hindi na nila napapanood kasi syempre natabunan na luma na So ito yung gagayain ko na kung ba't sila minsan nagugulat na parang, uy, ba't parang may ganun, pwede pala yun, pwede palang ganun yung gawin mo.
They find Kiefer outside.
Living with athletic parents certainly has a lot of perks, including the 24/7 side training on and off court.
We used to work out together and practice my skills, do shooting, do one-on-ones. Kasi yun yung mga bagay na naramdaman niya na mga kailangan ko pang i-improve para ready ako sa next level.
Very ako sa mga little things yung mga situations, anong gagawin mo, do you need to score? If you're up, do you need to score or you have to dish out with your teammates? Alam mo yun, yung mga ganyan, little things, mostly as a team, yung decision making.
Bong and Kiefer may not share the same playing style and position, with the father thriving in the perimeter while the son enjoying the drive in this game. They still have notable similarities. Both have quick hands and excellent footwork. Most of all, both thrive in the heat of battle. Kiefer also admits inheriting crafty court instincts from his dad.
Hindi naman ako kalakihan So kailangan pag nandun ka sa loob ng paint, kailangan madiskarte ka sa ano mga gagawin mo. So para sa akin, isa yun sa mga bagay na na-inherit ko sa dad ko.
If I'm going to compare Kiefer to my skills, iba na, nag-evolve na siya. Kasi ako before basic lang Siya marami ng moves, ganyan.
But even with all the overwhelming praises from the basketball community, the younger Ravena still could not escape comparisons to dad.
You're under the microscope, Every move, everything you do will be watched over, criticized. May masasabi yung mga tao. Okay, second generation siya. Tingnan nga natin kung at par or if he's good as advertised. But at the same time, it's attention. Not a lot of people get that much attention. And me having athletes as parents gave me that. And for me, I have that social responsibility of projecting myself to the best level possible on the court and off the court to represent my family name well.
Kiefer's PBA career has only just begun, but as early as now, he's already showing signs of a long and fruitful career ahead. Aside from their last names, former PBA hotshot Bong Ravena and his son Kiefer have one thing in common. Both have been teammates with the ageless rock, Asi Taulava. Taulava played with Bong with Inmobiline, the predecessor of the Talk and Text Katropa, from 2000 to 2005. 12 years later, the 45-year-old big man would play for NLEX and team up with Bong's eldest son, Kiefer, who was drafted number 2 by the Warriors in 2017. There are some sons who are better than their fathers. But there are certainly dads in basketball who are so legendary that it is simply impossible to fill his shoes. But then again, we must ask, is it really fair to compare?
Ravena. Di may pagpagsinusam. Ravena the turnaround.
For most second-generation cagers, living up the challenge is living up to the father's reputations. Kiefer Ravena, we all know, is an exception, but the Phenom is not alone in this category.
Casio goes over to Jeron Teng, looking to attack immediately. Kinaliwa, pasok.
Meet Jeron Teng, second son of former San Miguel Beermen center Alvin Teng.
So, nagmamadali, fakes the pass to the trailer, Teng!
This Alaska Aces newbie has already made a name way back from his collegiate years and has even won championships with the De La Salle Green Archers. In his 14 years as a San Miguel Beerman, from the late 80s to the 90s, Alvin Teng was a feared inside operator known for his hard-nosed defense. Hence the nickname RoboCop for his impregnable presence inside the paint.
Siguro wala akong pinipili. Kahit sinong binabantay, import lahat. So, kahit bumabagsak ako, basta laro lang ako. Yun ang aking sipag lang talaga. Kaya lagi ko sinasabi sa mga anak ko Kaya tumatagal ako dahil sisipagan ko sa pagbabasketball.
But Alvin's court virtues are in stark contrast to his sons, who are skillful offensive players.
Sobrang iba kami nag-learn ng dad ko dahil dad ko center siya before. Kami ng brother ko, guards kami, wing. Pero siguro yung naman ako sa dad ko is yung physical attributes ko. Dami nagkasabi na katawan ko daw na maana ako sa dad ko, na malapad, na malakas. Kasi dati tawag sa dad ko RoboCop So, yun, nung growing up, niloko na RoboKid, anak ni RoboCop.
Jeron has yet to earn his stripes in the Big Boys Club, but it's safe to say that he has what it takes to live up to expectations.
Lagi sinasabi nila, Alvin, mas magaling sa'yo yung mga anak mo, kumpara sa'yo. Nakakatuwa naman dahil kahit paano, di ba, yung retired na tayo, yung sinasabi nila, at least iba yung talent nila.
While it's easy to acquire the name and the genetics, the younger Teng knows the trend of his basketball DNA can replace the game's greatest equalizers: hard work, patience, and dedication.
Lagi namang kinikwento sa amin ng dad ko na yung time daw niya, basketball player, hindi daw siya yung ganong ka-talented talaga, pero dinaan niya talaga sa sipag. So, yun yung lecture tsaka value na bigay niya sa amin na to be hardworking. Kahit ngayon, nasa professional level na kami ng kapatid ko, kailangan pa rin lagi kami nagpa-practice at nag-i-improve.
Unang jump walang nahuli ang gusto. PBA basketball, ginalian ng gusto. Shoot, sabay, sigaw. Dribble, tapos hataw. Hiya parang lindol. Buzzer beater ni Idol. Halos di makahinga. Sa talbog ng bola, ang puso ay natadala. Sino ang magiging bida? Solid ang laban, malupit ang galawan. Solid ang fans, malakas ang hiyawan. Ang aksyon ay walang hinto. Sa solid na laro. Solid ang laban, malupit ang galawan.
Welcome to United Center in Antipolo for your PBA Season 50 here on Pilipinas Live and on a PBA Rush. Great contest between these two teams, both of them trying to bounce back from disappointing results on last time around, and we are sure they are up for the challenge. Once again, welcome to Antipolo. This is a Blackwater Bossing against the Rain or Shine Elasto Painters. The road to recovery, which side will bounce back here today, and we have a lot to discuss, a lot to make sure that we cover here, and I am so glad to be with my partner, the one and the only Larry Ponasher. I'm Paolo Del Rosario. Larry, great to be working with you again.
Great to be working too, Paolo, and we're excited for this game. Rain or shine, a lot of fireworks. Blackwater also starting the season really strong, and expect a very good game in its first game for tonight.
You know, it could be a really quick game as well, considering the pace that these two could play with. But of course, a few absences that we have to look at in just a bit. But let's focus on the standings first. If we take a look at the numbers here, both teams smack dab in the middle.
And Blackwater, good start to the season against Terra Firma. Rain or shine with an impressive win against Meralco, but faltering against San Miguel. So this game, wanting to be a recovery for both teams, trying to get their second win of the conference.
And of course, they are at the moment above giants like San Miguel and Barangay Ginebra. A win here could create a bit of cushion when it comes to that. Let's take a look at the last game for the Blackwater Bossing taking on the Meralco Pulse. That time a bit disappointing for Blackwater, 96-105 loss.
I think you know, Blackwater did their best with RK Lagan and Cedric Bearfield doing everything they could against Meralco, but it was the big men who were lacking in Blackwater. They just could not match Almazan, Hodge, and Brandon Bates, which is why they faltered, lost by 9 points against Meralco.
And you know, it was an inconsistent game. So I had a chance to chat with Coach Jeffrey Carriazo a while ago, and he said distinctly, you know, if we play only one half, we will never win. It's a game of about 4 quarters, partner.
For sure, and you know, their guards, they could go toe-to-toe with the best of the league, but they've got to play complete. The big guys need to complement and do their thing under the paint. But as we discussed, Cedric Bearfield here, who was really, really impressive against Meralco.
Cedric Bearfield in that last game had an incredible night out. And of course, when you take a look at Cedric Bearfield, he is one of the most dynamic, if not the most dynamic scoring guard in the league today. A few of his highlights, and what a stat line, and what a return.
After not playing for a long period of time, as if nothing happened without Russ, Cedric Bearfield, super difficult to guard with unlimited range, super shifty as well, and Meralco just gave everything they could, but still ended up with 34 points.
7 of 10 from three-point land, at 70%. He's shooting like my partner, Larry Ponasher. And of course, let's see whether or not he can do Larry proud here in this game. But of course, with Cedric Bearfield coming back, he did such a great job. We have to focus, of course, on the flip side on a player who unfortunately did not meet expectations last time around. And that is none other than Christian David, who after a 24-point outing in his first game in the Philippine Cup, ended up with only 7.
And we saw his complete repertoire against Terra Firma really could not be stopped, but they got the Meralco business, the defensive shackling, most of them, the bigs of Blackwater, so he kind of got slowed down versus Meralco.
You know, I had a chance to talk to him before this game, and Christian said that the reason why, the key reason why, is because he was played in an unfamiliar position. He's so used to playing the 4 and 5, and then transitioning to the 3 position where he played majority of that last game really changed how he looked at the hoop, and one of the reasons why he only shot 6 times in that game. But we're going to dive into that later on, because we got to talk about someone who was a star last time, but is not playing tonight. That is RK Ilagan, who was such a spitfire in the last game. A great weapon for Coach Jeff Carriazo, who he says is still maturing even more despite already having so many clutch plays under his belt. Partner, just how much are they going to miss on RK Ilagan?
I mean, that's a scary thought to think about it. Coach Jeff Carriazo said about RK, but he's one of the best in a per-minute production basis at elite numbers at only 25 minutes. And he did it against Meralco, one of the best defensive teams in the league. And look at those numbers. He had 2 4-point shots in that game. Just could not get that win for Blackwater. And they're going to miss him badly tonight.
3 assists last time around, 6 of 10 from the field, and one of the reasons why they went on a big run that clipped the lead to just 3. But we also have to talk about the rookie, Del Panopio. When I had a chance to talk to Del Panopio, I asked him, all right, so you shot 1 out of 10. How did that happen? What happened there? He said, you know what? I'm inexperienced, and I think it showed in that game, partner.
And I think that's true, inexperience, and he's got to get more games under his belt. But he showed flashes of brilliance versus Terra Firma. But again, versus Meralco, you expect that from a championship team that, you know, keying in, homing in on the guards. of the opposing team. But Doubt Panopi, he's going to learn from this after a 2-point outing. Expect him to bounce back in today's game.
Yeah, you know what? Just talking to him, it felt like he understood what needs to be done. He felt like he was impatient. He felt like he was not making the right choices when it comes to shots. And I think you'd appreciate this quote from a young player, partner. He said that my shot is not necessarily the best shot for the team.
Well, obviously, that's good coming from a rookie. That awareness, it's going to be his road to maturity. And, you know, Meralco will really force you into difficult shots, uncomfortable positions. But here, on the next game, we check on Rain or Shine, who had a difficult time against San Miguel.
93-111, partner. And I think the interesting part here is that apart from being dominated in the paint, really they had so little second chance points despite being so close in rebounding.
I mean, Rain or Shine, you know, it's their culture to really get a lot of three-point attempts. But unfortunately, in that game against San Miguel, it was not falling, and they could not balance it with their inside presence, and they just faltered it by 18 points.
Yeah, they followed by 18 points, and really there was a struggle in so many areas in terms of shot selection, in terms of patience, in terms of transition as well. And of course, when you look at the numbers here, the 32.2% from the field and shooting 10 shots less than San Miguel is going to be a big issue.
That's true, and you know, more shot attempts. Of course, obviously, San Miguel at Junmar there, and
yeah,
you can't give a team like San Miguel a lot more shots and more opportunities. As we discuss Adrian Nocum here.
Of course, Adrian Nocum, partner, he ended up with 17 points in that game. But also, when I had a chance to talk to him, one of the things that really annoyed him was that he had tied a team high 4 turnovers in that game, and something that he understands he needs to tighten up.
And of course, Coach Yang will, it's not going to like 4 turnovers, but he's always going to get freedom from Coach Yang to do his thing, especially in the transition, which is, he's almost unstoppable one-on-one on the open court, which is really scary. But defenses are just allowing him to take long-range jumpers. The only knack on his game right now is probably his 2 of 12 shooting from three-pointers in this conference so far.
Well, Jonard Clarito, there on your screen, is going to have to do a bit more work, especially in the rebounding department. He finished with 16 and 9 in terms of his point and rebound total, and he was a -4 in the raw plus-minus. But partner, now that we know that Kalen Chomson unfortunately will not be able to play today, he is the second leading rebounder, talking about Jonard Clarito. He may have to have a bigger role here today.
And I think he goes for a double. He needs a double-double for tonight's game in order to plug that huge hole left by Kalen Johnson. But Jonard Clarito, really an all-around player, not just a scorer and attacker, but he has really improved on the rebounding department for Rain or Shine.
When I think of Jonard Clarito and I think of him in a Rain or Shine jersey, it just fits. The attitude of a Coach Yang, the feistiness, the fire. But unfortunately, as we mentioned a while ago, Kalen Chongson will not be playing after experiencing a niggle on his hamstring. He says that he's never experienced something like this before. And I think it's safe to say, partner, that athletes always fear the hamstring because you never know how bad it could get as we take a look at his numbers.
Because that's a very tricky injury. You don't want to rush it. But impressive against Meralco. Really won that game for them 23 and 10. But San Miguel slowed down against Junmar and company. Just could struggled also with his shooting. And now somebody's got to fill up for his amazing rebounding numbers.
Of course, that rebounding, he averages almost a double-double. And of course, it's going to be Jonard Clarito. It's going to have to be a team effort. Other guys, Santillan, Keith Tatu will have to come up and really fill in the boards here for the Rain or Shine Elasto Painters if they want to get one over the Blackwater Bossing, who do have a bit of size themselves. But let's take a look at Stanley Pringle, partner. He will be playing tonight. He had around 11 points in his last game against the San Miguel Beermen. And what does he bring to this Rain or Shine team?
He's the ever-reliable veteran that still carves up the pick and roll even at an advanced age. And he's like a valuable addition for Rain or Shine to mentor and lead their young and promising guards. But, you know, obviously Stanley Pringle is a great teammate. Can get his own shots, but also can involve everyone on the offense for the good of the team.
Of course, the 4 assists, the 3 of 8 shooting from beyond the arc. It just feels like we're just seeing Stanley Pringle scratch the surface of what he could be here with the Rain or Shine Elasto Painters. This is a system that tells players, if you're open, shoot. And more often than not, this man has the ability to create space with 1 or 2 dribbles.
For sure, Stanley Pringle, we all know that he has all the tricks in his bag to get his own shot, but he's still adapting to that freedom that, you know, Coach Yang encouraging everyone to shoot when open, no hesitation whatsoever.
And of course, let's see whether or not we're going to see a more vintage game from a Stanley Pringle who has excited Rain or Shine fans this conference. And of course, on the other end, the Blackwater Bossing going into this one, trying to bounce back. They were impressive in their first game. Second game was a bit disappointing. But of course, they want to steady the ship. There are key absences for both these teams. RK Ilagan out for Blackwater Bossing. Kalen Chongson out for the Rain or Shine Elasto Painters. Both players give them something different, and you have to wonder which attributes will cancel the other out in this one. So take a look at our referees. Sir Peter Balao leading the charge for our referee crew. Jeron Teng, Carlo Vergara, and Janken Nino Austero complete our crew. You'll hear from them later on should there be a challenge. And I enjoy the fact they are getting more and more confident with every single passing game. We'll turn it over to the venue to find out who the starters are.
Well, let us now meet the starters. First for the Blackwater Bossing. Point guard from Balanga Bataan, number 26, Jet Mendoza. Shooting guard is the second overall pick in the 49th season draft from Batangas, number 2, Cedric Beerfield. Small forward from Baque, Laguna, number 4, David Morrell. Power forward is the second overall pick in the 48th season draft from City of San Fernando, Pampanga, number 25, Christian David. And at center from Cebu, number 13, Clifford Hopia. Coaching the Bossing is Jeff Cariaso. It is time to meet the starters for the Rain or Shine Elasto Painters. Point guard from Victoria Oriental, Mindoro, number 2, Felix Pangilinan Lemeti. Shooting guard is the 5th overall pick in the 47th season draft from Batangas City, number 3, Gian Mamuyak. Small forward from Calasiao, Pangasinan, number 5, Gabe Norwood. Power forward is the 5th overall pick in the 46th season draft from Lapu-Lapu City, number 25, Leonard Santillan. And at center from Pasig City, number 21, Keith Dato. Coaching the Elasto Painters is Yen Giao. Game officials are Peter Balao, Jerry Narandan, Carlo Vergara, and Jansen Ostero. This game is under
This is the road to recovery. The Blackwater Bossing taking on the Rain or Shine Elasto Painters. Jet Mendoza starting here for Blackwater instead of RK Ilaga, and Felix Lemeti returning to the lineup after missing out in the last game due to food poisoning. Great to have them in the starting lineup just to see what difference they can make. Rain or Shine in white, Blackwater in red. Welcome to United Center in Antipolo. This is PBA Rush. This is Filipinas Live. And this is your PBA Season 50. Paulo de Rosario alongside Larry Ponachera on the call for you. And partner, we take a look at the two missing players here for both these teams. Such key guys. Rain or Shine losing Kalen Chongson, RK Ilagan for the Blackwater Bossing. When we talk about the next man up mentality, I think we're going to see that here today, and we have to.
And for sure, Rain or Shine, Leonard Santillan is just raring to go, trying to bounce back from slow starts, as we see Cedric Beerfield here. But for Blackwater, Jed Mendoza getting the start. Let's see how we can take advantage of the opportunity given to him.
And of course, Jed Mendoza given a lot of trust. Lemeti, they're trying to find him in the corner, trying to get him going early. He'll try shooting. Oh, that's just a great defensive stop, and he gets it back. Oh, he's not afraid. He wants the basket, and he gets the basket in one.
Great shimmy jab there by Felix Lemeti. Lost Dave Morrell after the block. Good composure for him, not giving up on that play.
Well, let's take a look at that again. So Lemeti will take him with the jab, get the contact from Hopia. And, you know, partner, there is a level of confidence that only basketball players sometimes have, that once they're blocked, some people would just pass it out. Oh, not this guy. He's going to go attack instead.
This guy has had great games already from Rain or Shine before. He's won a lot of big games already. So for him, getting this start is just going to increase his confidence.
Morel attacking. It's interesting to see Rainer Shine starting in the zone, partner, with Hopia trying to win that. Keith Datu with a good box out. Ball falls to Gabe Norwood. Here's Gian Mamuya. Mamu attacking. Getting that out to Santillan. That's a 3. No dice. Keith Datu, offensive rebound. Misses from close range. Hopia with the tap to Christian David. David playing it forward, and that pass was telegraphed. Lameti was all over it. We are running, we are gunning. Mamu, Datu with extension.
Finally, after 3 tries, Datu gets his first basket after 2 close misses.
Jed Mendoza now. Again, you gotta feel that Blackwater were a bit thrown off by the initial zone in the first few possessions. Morel in the corner, can't get that to fall. Mamu now. Here's Lameti. Lameti looking like he's shaken off all of his previous illness. Keith Datu with the pick. Switching defenses here. Mamu sees it. Mamu goes on the attack. Santillan attacking the closeout. Push shot, no good. Cedric Bearfield comes away with a rebound. Oh, great pass to Jed Mendoza. Now he's a sniper.
And right there, first shot of the game for Mendoza. Trying to fill the absence of RK Ilagan in this game. Great shot.
Oh, he can fill that in size for sure, but he also has the shooting.
That's true.
Here's Santillan. Now Gabe Norwood kicking into Keith Datu. Datu swings that out. Back to Santillan. Up top. Closeout comes late, but he attacks it anyway. Santillan. Push shot no good. Or rather, Dave Morel comes away with it. Cedric Bearfield's in front of him. Morel. Oh, the spin. Oh, Morel can't take it all the way.
Would have been a highlight right there for Dave Morel.
Here's Gabe Norwood. Gabe. Good defensive close out there coming from Dave Morel. And here's Santillan. The push is good.
And here we go for Santi Santillan. We all know what he can do. Very aggressive to start this game.
Of course, under Santillan, one of the key guys here for the Rain and Shine franchise, has yet to truly get going. We know what he can produce, but so far this conference, we're still trying to find it. Here's Lameti trying to be aggressive here. Kicks it to Santillan. David right in front of him. Lameti. Santi, the push. Now Gabe Norwood. Gabe, sidestep, jumper. That's good.
Great shot there by Gabe, just elevating over everybody. Nice mid-range.
And Gabe Norwood, it feels like that he knows that this is his last conference. He's channeling every bit of athleticism he's ever had here this conference. As we take a look at that again, partner. It's such a pretty shot. Feels like a bit like a throwback. 5-point lead for Rain or Shine going into this time out.
Right at the same time, said you got to make sure if you don't have nothing initially, then you're moving it. But if there's no one to pass to because you're not moving, right, he's going to be forced to go. So understand that. Keep executing. Said doesn't get anything, you swing it. Get to the post.
Zone. Okay, if they zone, get into our flash. Okay, now to avoid the zone, just run the runouts, get into transition. Okay, Dati, pagka nakapasok na yung bola, na-kick out sa'yo, kunin mo yung tres mo.
Welcome back to the United Center in Antipolo. Here's our PBA Season 50 Philippine Cup format. Single round robin with the top 8 teams advancing to the qualifiers, or quarterfinals rather. No tiebreaker. We'll have the coaching system, and the top 4 teams will have a twice to beat advantage. And of course, in the semifinals, it's best of 7, and the finals will also be a best of 7. So that is our format for this Philippine Cup. But partner, let's go focus on this game again. And a couple changes here already for Coach Jeff Carriazo with Abu Trator checking in. But early on, you know what? This feels already like a chess match because Coach Yang Yao changing defenses already twice in the early part of the game.
And the unpredictability, that's always been his calling card, trying to disrupt the opponent's game plan.
Oh, here's Keith Datu. Abu Trator checking in for David Hopia. Playing switching defense again are the Blackwater Bossing. Size advantage here for Keith Datu. Morel trying his best to stay there. And the turnaround J is good.
That's just a huge size advantage for Datu against Dave Morel. They're scoring on a turnaround.
Good feed, and Jed Mendoza blocked by Lameti. Santillan Runs into a lot of red shirts. Pull-up shot from Datu. Datu with the 3.
And Santillan, great job grabbing a piece of the paint and attracting his defenders and finding the trailing Keith Datu for that wide open 3.
Well, Blackwater need to get going soon. The game's starting to get away from them. But then Keith Datu says that there's no way Abu Trotter is going to get away from him.
But here, Rain or Shine, as we see Santillan right here, attracting 2 defenders.
Well, this 3-point shot is brought to you by Arena Plus Sportsbook. And Datu's off to a great start here. Remember, he has to fill in a lot of the numbers, a lot of the time of Kalen Johnson.
And that's what Coach Yang wants. If he starts you, he wants you to be aggressive and to gain that confidence, which is what they're doing right here early in the game.
Norrell getting Gabe Norwood up, but unfortunately shot too strong. Mamu against Cedric Bearfield. Here's Lemeti. Now Santillan, back to Lemeti. Lemeti using the pick, switching defense again, coming from the Blackwater Bossing. Lemeti is a sharpshooter as well. That time in and out. And the ball will stay with Rain or Shine, with 2 red shirts arguing for the rebound.
Rain or Shine in a very nice rhythm to start this game. They're running their offense really fluidly, and they're getting great shots in the process.
Right now, Blackwater forced to adjust here. Coach Jeff Carriazo looking for the right mix before this thing gets away. 13-3, strong start here for Rain or Shine. Here's Santillan. Gabe Norwood now to Felix Lemeti. Lemeti atacking Escoto. And will they count it? No, they'll be on the floor.
Great recognition there, attacking that switch by Felix Lemeti.
You know, the interesting thing about the Rain or Shine Elasto Painters is that in the last game against the San Miguel Beermen, San Miguel had more fast break points than the Rain or Shine Elasto Painters. And they took offense to that. They took offense to the fact that they were just so much faster compared to the San Miguel Beermen. And that was due to their own turnovers and their own faults. And Datu will hit another 2 and go to the line for a bonus.
And still no answer after 3 substitutions so far for Blackwater. This is already a 12-point lead by Rain or Shine.
Another look at that there. Jeron Teng, great feed off the fake, getting Abu Trotter out of position. And Keith Datu, partner, has been so active here today.
And you know, they have struggled against that game where San Miguel missed a lot of shots. But right here, they have bounced back really strong.
Abu Trotter. Christian David. David. The bounce, the push. Another good defensive stop there. Looks like inside or out, Blackwater are not getting anything that they want. Gabe Norwood to Jeron Teng. Mamu using the pick from Datu. Again, switching defenses here. Mamu attacks Abu Trotter. 2 fouls on Abu already. As Jeron Teng will go to the line to shoot a bonus.
This switching defense early in the game has not worked for Blackwater. Mamuya carving up that defense, and another timeout here coming.
Oh, let's take a look at this again. Abu Trotter left in the dust. Jeron Teng just too quick. And Mamu will go to the line to shoot a bonus. Blackwater sue for time. It'll be a 30-second timeout, so we'll hold on to the air. But partner, 18 points. Just past the halfway point of the first quarter. Things have got to change defensively.
And, you know, a personal change maybe again coming soon for Blackwater. 6 minutes into the game. You know, Bearfield is out. Hasn't even scored a basket yet. But, you know, firing on all cylinders is Rain or Shine and Keith Datu.
Well, let's take a look at Keith Datu, partner, because he has been walking highlight reel in this first quarter, as he already has 10 points. That is 10 Keith Datu, 3 Blackwater Bossing.
And answering the call right there for Coach Yang to fill up the loss of Kalen Johnson. But here is all-around game. Nice turnaround jumper on the post, rolling off the nice assist from Mamuyak and even hitting a 3.
So right now, Keith Datu on the bench. Chris Porter checking in. On the other end right now, Coach Jeff Carriazo going to be hoping this combination of Trotter, Escoto, David, Panopio, and Andrade will be enough, as we are now looking at a 16-point ball game.
And Blackwater's got to get a basket here to stop the bleeding.
And a bit more patience here. They're seeing it. They can't develop into something. Wide open look. That was a good look. Good line. Just left a bit short. Here's Santillan. They're running. They're attacking. And that time, Lost it almost to his leg. Here's Gabe Norwood, little fake. Wow, oh, what a find! Gabe Norwood with 100 IQ play.
This is perfect patience so far from Rainer Shine, giving up the good shot for the best available, and it's 21-3, partner.
21-3, and right now Blackwater have no answer on the offensive end. Scotto attacking Gabe Norwood. That's a tough shot, and it feels like they're just white shirts left and right whenever there's a red shirt there. Abu Tratter fouled on the floor as he's trying to be a bit more aggressive attacking the basket. Let's take a look at this again. That came off his leg. It couldn't have been a violation, but it ends up in an open look here for Gabe Norwood to find GM Amuya.
Very beautiful basketball to watch for Rainer Shine. Everyone touching the ball.
Gabe Norwood checks up.
You know, this Blackwater lineup, where are you going to go to for points in this one? It looks like they're going to go to Abu Tratter in the post, or Dalf Panopi outside.
So I trust to give a rookie here. And that, I felt that may have had a hand on it. It's Guzamant, unable to get that fall. Lemeti. Santillan, able to get that to fall. Now they've been scoreless in the last 5 minutes. Talking about the Blackwater Bossing. Can they finally open this up? The shot, the long J, that's good. Finally, Jack Cruz-Amont getting the 2. And all of a sudden, they're going to be hoping that that breaks the dam.
And they're going to need more of those. A nice one-dribble pull-up there from Jack Cruz-Amont.
Oh, this is a game full of hyphenated players. You have Jack Cruz-Amont, you have Pangalina Lemeti. As we take a look at Jack Cruz-Amont's long 2.
Great separation created from those dribbles. And look at the substitution from Rainer Shine. This is actually some of their starters coming off the bench with more trouble for Blackwater coming in.
Well, to be fair, Coach, the way Coach Yang Giao rotates his rosters game by game, all these guys could be starters.
That's true.
It's Adrian Nocco. Nocco finding Jonathan Clarito. Clarito on the attack. Jumper no good. Abu Tratter, big rebound.
Good stop right here for Blackwater, trying to bring this lead further down.
Bustamante looking for a pick from Abu Tratter. Low jab step. Jonathan Clarito right there. Bustamante wants another one. Oh, he gets it.
And showing a mid-range game. Impressive for Jack Cruz-Amont. Back-to-back baskets.
21-7. Still a big lead here for the Ravena Shine Elasto Painters. Here's Porter. Oh, he's showing off that footwork.
And he really has that shot. Pretty fadeaway jumper. Nice touch from Chris Porter.
23-7. Abu Tratter trying to score it old school. Going strong inside. That dumps it off instead. And Cruz-Amont has been a one-man wrecking crew here for the Blackwater Bossing.
And he's been the answer so far, trying to keep Blackwater afloat.
Here's Porter now to Jonathan Clarito. Clarito on the drive, working, and Cruz-Amont forcing the turnover. And you gotta say, if there has been a player that has been most impactful for the Blackwater Bossing, that has to be Cruz-Amont.
And for sure, right here, 6 points for him in a row, bring the lead down to 14.
23-9. We'll be right back. Don't go away.
Pagdating ng bola kay Jonard, tumitigil tayo. Kailangan spacing, ball movement, atakin nyo, ulitin. Kahit nakasona yan, attack, kick out. Kahit nakasona, attack, kick out lang tayo. Hanapin nyo lang kung sino tumitigil. Magkabit!
Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to Dubai on October 26th. That is tomorrow. Is that tomorrow? Yeah. So we're going to be at the Coca-Cola Arena. The San Miguel Beermen taking on the Barangay Ginebra San Miguel. So excited for that. One tickets are available at CocaColaArena.com. So to all our kababayans in Dubai, do enjoy that epic matchup. I know they are all excited for that one. So that will actually be on Sunday here in the Philippines. The schedule we gave was Dubai time. Sunday in the Philippines, Dubai time on the 25th. So for those wondering. But again, back to the contest here from Dubai, we go to Antipolo. And it is still rain or shine against the Blackwater Bossing. As we take a look at the Blackwater Bossing here in terms of their points scored, their conference averages, RK Ilagan, they're missing such a big player here who missed 22 points per game.
First quarter pa lang, they're seeing already the hole that he has vacated. But right now, Jack Cruz-Dumont trying his best.
Well, that was a bit of a heat check, partner.
Would have been 4 straight shots for him made.
Yes, it would have. And the Karapot, bringing that up to Malonzo. Malonzo almost let go of that. And that's just better defense coming from the Blackwater Bossing.
You know, Blackwater has improved their defense after the substitution. But here comes another fast break, and Cruz-Dumont, 8 points already.
Cruz-Dumont, where would they be without him? 12-point lead still, though, for the Shine Elasto Painters as Adrian Nolfo starts to get going. Mike Malonzo. His Porter, turnaround Jay, right at the face of Abu Prater, but couldn't splash it home. Last 2 minutes here in the first quarter. They go to the corner. Darade, wide open look, no good. Chris Porter comes away with the rebound.
The Shine dodged the bullet there, but great shot, wide open, just could not make it for BJ Andrade.
Escoto was not able to get there on time, so he'll be hit with a blocking foul.
You know, when Blackwater made that substitution change, they brought out Bearfield and some other guys. We thought that they would, where they get the offense, but they started actually on defense, getting stops and producing points in the process.
Mike Malonzo, a chance to shoot 2 here. You know, if you're a Rain or Shine partner, you're going to be annoyed that you were playing so well in the first half of the quarter, and all of a sudden the scoring has run dry. Blackwater start chaining together a few baskets, and I'm sure Coach Yang would be keen to remind his boys, you know, the intensity has to be there the entire 12 minutes of the quarter.
For sure, and that's a message for the guys that he is going to put the next people up. You know, that's his message always for guys coming off the bench, to keep that intensity, maintain that same quality of play.
Here's Panopio. Garade. Escoto, wide open look, and he drains a triple.
Nice offense run there by Blackwater.
So that's a long 2. So it's 25-13. Mike Malonzo on the attack, unable to finish in close range. Cruz-Dumont to Panopio. Panopio, weaving his way inside and finishes it off the glass.
There's a nice recovery by Blackwater. Down by 18 at one point. Now bring it only down to 10.
Well, you know, signs of life here for the Blackwater Bossing. At one point, they looked dead and buried already in the first quarter. Cruz-Dumont doing a good job. Chris Porter left wide open. And that time with the miss, but then Caraco, ball falls kindly to him. Caraco on the attack. It's Mike Malonzo, a little jab step there. Adrian Noco pulls up. Can't get it off the glass. The ball to Jeron Clarito, and it stays with Caraco, but bounces off his foot.
And Clarito almost rewarded there by his hard work. Second best rebounding player in Rain or Shine. But ball is going to go to Blackwater.
Big Bo Belga set to check in the next opportunity, or rather not. Had just had a conversation with Coach Yengo. Now Panopio, Cruz-Dumont. Panopio again. Trying to get going here. Weaving his way inside. That would have been a great highlight, but the follow was good.
So that Panopio attack opened the offensive rebound for Escoto. 6 seconds left in this first quarter.
Lead in single digits unless Caraco could do something about it. Porter, fadeaway Jay.
And right in the nick of time, Chris Porter, a nice pass from Andre Caracut.
25-17 until they officially count this one. Chris Porter will be expecting this to count. So there it is, 27-17, double-digit lead going into the second quarter as Rain or Shine use an incredible burst to start out the quarter to finally go into the second with a 10-point lead. Don't go away, we'll be right back. from defense to offense, let's take a look at the points in the paint here. Rain or Shine with 18 points in the paint compared to the Blackwater's 10. And right now, we were critical of the defense of the Blackwater Bossing a while ago. Their switching defense just was not getting it done. I think it was evident, in fact, that they already have 18 points in the paint. Talking about Rain or Shine.
And for sure, Rain or Shine just got everything they wanted almost there in the first quarter. As they built that 18-point lead, and Blackwater made a nice adjustment after that big hole and made a nice run themselves. But right here in the second quarter, let's see how they're going to fare.
Well, you know what, partner? 27-17. Talking to Coach Jeff before this, he said that you can't play for only one half. They only felt like they played for the second half of their last game. And right now, even though it was a poor first quarter, going to be hoping that they can at least play 3 more good quarters.
And Cedric Bearfield, 34 points last game, has not even scored yet in this game. So that's good news for them. He has a lot of time to get his game going.
Oh, yeah. Because we expect still a 30-point game, even though he has limited minutes. That's how good he is of a scorer.
For sure.
So here's Dalf Panopio, as Blackwater are trying to get going here. Bustamante been given a lot of the ball here, now showing a double from Coach Yang Yao. Escoto on the attack, and he has been effective.
Attacking the close-up right there. That's 4 points already for Escoto.
Caraco trying to dictate traffic here. Bo Belga with the screen.
Nice pass.
Oh, great pass, wide open look. No dice. Bo Belga comes away with the rebound. Now Caraco's turn. Caraco can't get that to fall as well. But he'll get another chance. And still nothing. 3 chances. But right now, Blackwater could not buy a rebound. Nokum makes them pay.
And that hurts for Blackwater. They already missed 2 shots from Adrian Nokum. But again, Jonard Clarito keeping the ball alive with his elite rebounding.
Take a look at a field goal percentage in the first quarter a while ago. Poor for the Blackwater Bossing. That's right now. Oh, great find inside. And that's just a nice give and go. Brandon Ginto with an easy 2.
And Blackwater now showing a nice rhythm. Running their offense nice and getting some paint points.
Jonard Clarito buries a triple.
Makes the defense pay by going under that screen set by Bo Belga, and Clarito showing brilliance on both ends.
You know, a key feature of the Shine Elasto Painters is that they shoot a lot of threes. In their last game, they actually shot more threes than 2-pointers. The problem is, or at least it feels a bit uncharacteristic, here against Blackwater, they have been pounding the paint, partner.
And they're trying to balance it. Obviously, they feel like they have an advantage against Blackwater, but they're not going to stop shooting those threes.
Speaking of, this 3-point shot is brought to you by Arena Plus Sportsbook. As Jeron Teng gets a 3-party going here, 33-21, still in favor of the Rain or Shine Elasto Painters. And I believe there is a challenge here on the floor. So let's see whether or not there is a point to be made. And you know what? It's one of my favorite parts of our coverage, partner. Hearing our officials speak to us as if we were the coaches, right? Getting the explanation as Coach Yang Yao is using a challenge here. And you know, you gotta feel that these guys, our officials, are getting more confident in public speaking as well.
That's true.
It takes a while to get used to.
Yes.
And of course, there's Bo Belga, someone you know, who is very much used to public speaking as well. Let's take a look at this. So the question is,
he's not going to admit that.
He's not going to admit that.
That's not a foul to him.
So we're going to see what how the referees will explain it. And maybe if they explain it to us properly here, they don't have to explain it to Bo Belga, which is scary. Or maybe even Coach Yang, either or.
Both still pleading his case right now, but
yeah. But this review rather is taking a bit of time, maybe trying to find the right angle for it. Of course, our referees and officials have multiple angles to look at, multiple angles to try and peruse. And of course, Blackwater will hope that the decision goes their way, because right now they need all the help that they can get. So turn it over to the floor.
Si Bo Belga sa kanang kamay ni Bradwin Therefore, the challenge made by Rainer Shine is not successful.
Not successful, and the explanation is clear. There was contact on the arm, and Coach Yang Yao says, "What are you talking about?" So let's take a look at that again, partner. What do you see?
Bo is one of the best at swiping right here, but you know, you see the trajectory of the ball right there. I mean, it can give you a clue on what happened, but went out. I think he hit kind of hit on the right arm there.
You know, one of the things that some people would ask now is the hand part of the ball.
That's true,
right? Because clearly there was contact at least on the hand. But if you're going to ask a question, it's about the hand part of the ball, then we can go have a little debate. And that might be one of the issues to be contested. But
That's
either way,
true.
free throws here for the Blackwater Bossing. Ginto gets that one to go. So at the moment, we're at an 11-point lead for the Rain Shine Elasto Painters. 10-10 left here in the first half.
2-2-1 press right here for Blackwater just to slow down this offense a little bit.
Here's Bo Belga, not afraid to shoot. Gets that to go.
And you know, that foul fired him up. He probably needed it. Getting a nice open three-pointer right there.
Oh, he needed it, and he wanted to make sure that he got it. Here's Andrade. That'll be a holding foul on... Will that be on Bo Belga or either Nokom? We're going to find out. Let's take a look at this again, because Bo Belga has one of the most unique three-point shots. He holds the ball up so long, and you know what? It goes in.
And it's like he decides to shoot that shot on the last minute.
Yeah.
But right now, this is what you don't want to see from Rangers. They are starting to hit their threes after a cold spell from San Miguel game. Bad news for Blackwater.
And that's just good defense there from Mike Malonzo. Unfortunately, the ball will stay with the Blackwater Bossing. So there's going to be 2 seconds left. So Blackwater needs something quick. Watch out for guys like Bearfield and David. Lethal shooters and clear target men. Bearfield heaves it. Oh, that was so close. Again, he can have limited minutes, but he will pour it on if given the opportunity. Let's see if he will be able to do that. Here's Karakot. Karakot. Down to Noko. Noko. Little shimmy.
Nice backdoor.
Oh, what a backdoor.
It was telegraphed. Bearfield knew it, but Malonzo at the last second. Clever backdoor.
And Ginto trying to play quick. Ball stays with Andrade. Here's Damon. Most effective offensive player so far. Short shot clock. Gotta go. Pulls up. Can't get that to fall.
Rain or Shine now back up by 16 all of a sudden.
Here's Bo Belga. Rain or Shine. A bit of the rhythm now. Belga. Little extension. No good. And it'll be Ginto with the last touch.
And again, the offensive rebounding activity of Jonard Clarito saving another possession for Rain or Shine, but right here telegraphing the post up. And just nice backdoor by Mike Malonzo right there.
Take a look at that again. Mike Malonzo. Oh, that was so clever. He had a little jab as well, a little fake to get him off. Clarito. Out to Bo Belga. Swinging around to Adrian Nokum. Nokum trying to dump it off. And falls to Jed Mendoza. Mendoza to Cedric Bearfield. Bearfield getting that bump. Bo Belga with the foul and raising his hand saying that, yep, that was me.
And just making sure that Cedric Bearfield would not try to get into a rhythm right there. Belga giving up that foul.
Let's take a look at that again. Just a little...
Really giving up a wall. Not just a foul, but a wall.
Can I just say, credit to Cedric Bearfield because that is a very tough wall.
Cedric Bearfield's tough as nails too, but...
Yep. But running into Bo Belga, it's almost like a rookie tradition in the PBA. How does it feel, partner, when you run into a Bo Belga?
I mean, he's got to absorb it and, you know,
And smile.
And smile.
You say to Nocom, oh, he loves this going downhill. And that is why. That is why.
That was 1 against 3. 1 against 2, partner.
And Adrian Nocom, when he has a full head of steam, he is so hard to stop.
It's so fun to watch right here. Getting his defender out of position. He's so under control. He knows exactly what to do. Like a puppet master right there, controlling 2 defenders.
And Nocom completes a 3-point play. The lead is now 41-22. And Blackwater, there's still a lot of time to get back into this game, but they need to find the solution quickly.
They need to get Bearfield going right here badly.
Yes. Bearfield right now looking for any sort of movement. Quinto with the pick. They show him a double. They find David. David wants to get going, and he does.
There you go. Bearfield being double teamed. One guy's got to be open. Good relocation there by Christian David.
And Christian David, again, he said that he struggled in the last game because he's played the 3 position. Now playing more of the 4 and the 5, more familiar positions. But then Cedric Bearfield hit with a foul. And he is protesting his innocence.
This is just smart player here by Cedric Bearfield, finding his open man for the 3.
This 3-point shot is brought to you by Arena Plus Sportsbook. That's Christian David. We all know he has the range, he has the size. He's such a great modern big in today's game. And it looks like there may be a head coach challenge by Coach Jeff Carriazo this time. The first one failed by Coach Yeng Giao. So we're going to find out whether or not it's going to be the case. And, you know, Coach Jeff, he understands, partner, that the last game was a disappointment because they felt like they only played for 2 quarters. They're so capable of big runs. They had a huge run towards the 3rd quarter. They cut what was a 20-plus point lead down to just 3. So there really is potential in this group. The question is, how can you get them firing on all cylinders every single quarter?
They've got a lot of weapons, actually. And as we see Nocom right here attacking, doing what he's best at. But for Blackwater, it's a good sign. You know, Christian David hits a 3-pointer. He only had 6 attempts last game. Cedric Bearfield needs to facilitate more as he sees a double team every time. But Blackwater has the capability to get back in this game for sure.
So they're looking at it, and at least based on our angle, I think you see the argument of Cedric Bearfield. There looks like there isn't much contact there. But of course, our referees will see more angles and they'll have a better opportunity to make the correct decision. Once again, thank you so much for joining us here on Pilipinas Live and on PBA Rush. You're still watching your PBA Season 50, Blackwater against Rain or Shine. And it has been a lackluster quarter so far for the Blackwater Bossing. They've only scored 8 points in this one so far. Compare that to Rain or Shine, who has a more impressive start to this one in particular. As we take a look at another angle.
But they're really going after Cedric Bearfield here, challenging his defense.
Yep. 14-8 quarter in favor of the Rain or Shine Elasto Painters at the moment. That's Coach Jeff Carriazo. So winning on decision. And it looks like our officials are still having that discussion, but it feels like they already have made a decision, and we're going to hear it from the officials themselves.
After the review, meron pong contact si Ginto against Nocom. The challenge of Blackwater Elite is not successful. 2 shots.
So it is not successful, and Coach Jeff Carriazo will try to get a bigger explanation. Let's take a look at that again. So we're going to try and find out where the contact was.
At the line, Adrian Nocom.
Well, you know what? I think that's still debatable. We're just looking at that. It depends on where the contact is, because I think when he went up for the shot, there wasn't much. Maybe the hands right before that. So
but it didn't look like much, but the referee's call stands.
Yes, it does. So Adrian Nocom gets the free throws to go, and awaits a challenge for both these teams. But right now, regardless, even if they won that challenge, it is still a heavy lead for the Rain or Shine Elasto Painters. 42-25 here. That's Jed Mendoza will try to get going. Bo Belga, the mismatch was there. Cruz Damon shooting despite the closeout. Defonso in the game for the first time here. Adrian Nocum has it now. Cedric Bearfield right in front of him. Now here's Bo Belga. He'll trigger a three. Can't get that to go.
You know, Rainier Shine with a 17-point lead. They've got the luxury right now to put in some guys who have not really played, trying to get their rhythm.
42-25. Abu Tratter will check in. As both teams making a few changes. Al Panopio back as well. So right now, the front court here for the Blackwater Bossing is a combination of Tratter and David. But of course, Keith Datu being back in the game after a fantastic first quarter. Should be interesting to see how he builds up on that partner.
Yeah, 10 points early in that first quarter, really on fire.
We go to the corner. That time, unable to get that to fall. Doesn't fall kindly for the Blackwater Bossing. Santillan on the attack. Unable to finish. Ildefonso loses the leather. Cedric Bearfield has it now. Jed Mendoza. Going to find Christian David. Cedric Bearfield has it against Adrian Nocum. Bearfield. Oh, found an open seam, but will go to line to shoot two.
And finally, a great attack by Bearfield. Finally finding a one-on-one matchup and smartly takes Nocum. He's going to earn himself 2 free throws.
Well, after he beat Nocum, partner, he saw practically an open lane to the basket. No one there to really help. And Bearfield gets the first of 2. And maybe that might get him going, which is going to be so dangerous here for Rainier Shine.
And you know, Bearfield, great patience for him. You know, he's been seeing a double team the whole game, but finally taking advantage of a one-on-one situation.
Splitting the free throw, Cedric Bearfield, 42-26. 6:04 left in the second quarter. Ildefonso, Keith Datu, Donasisio. Oh, what a spin.
Oh,
off the glass, the bank is open.
And the confidence for all the Rainier Shine players. Tough shots going in. Nice shot by Asisio.
Jed Mendoza able to keep that in. Go to Panopio. Tough look. David. David wants to get going here. And off to Bearfield. Bearfield against Mamuya. Bearfield will shoot. Bearfield can't make it. Good rebound coming from Ildefonso. Pushing the pace here. Ildefonso sees Jed Mendoza. He wants to take him on. No good. Mamuya couldn't save it. And we go the other way. Good find here to Panopio. Panopio attacks the defense. No dice. Cedric Bearfield battling for it. He'll shoot 2.
And there you go, struggling with rhythm, but trying to find ways to score is Bearfield. Not the usual way he gets points, but it's working for now.
44-26 here. 5:06 left to play in the first half. Blackwater Bossing called for time as the Blackwater Bossing are still trying to find inroads back into this one.
Right, so CD, you come out. Abu, you're here. Manopio.
Okay. 30 tayo. Size niya. Okay. Mag-turn ka. Okay, balikan mo to. I-seal mo tao mo.
Welcome back. You're still United Center in Antipolo as we take a look at some of the rule changes here. So let's take a look at the traveling violation, partner. So can you explain this new rule for us?
And right here, the player will be allowed to pick that up with certain conditions.
Yes.
Based on this rule change. As we see Nocum right there as an example.
Yes. So one of the reasons why we're doing this actually, or rather for those wondering where we got that from, that actually is the FIBA rule when it comes to traveling, and able to pick it up after a shot attempt, a legal shot attempt, is the biggest change. So for those not too familiar, that is the rule change. So Cedric Bearfield gets the first of 2. And right now, partner, 2 of 3 from the free throw line. That's no field goals yet. I know he says 0-5, but that can change in a hurry with this guy.
For sure, really explosive right here.
Oh, what a rebound from Abu Trotter. And Keith Datu comes away with it. No fouls, says the referee, as we go the other way. Here's Asisio, who hit a pretty bank shot just a while ago. Keith Datu. Asisio off the curl.
What a hesitation.
Oh my goodness, he froze 2 red shirts with a hezi.
He gave him the Smitty right there. Anton Asisio, 2 impressive moves.
19-point lead here. 4:34 left in the first half. Cedric Bearfield, can he get going? Bearfield pulls up for the jumper. Still no field goal. 0 of 6.
But Rainer Shine showing a zone right there, packing in the paint when Bearfield goes 1-1.
Well, just a while ago, it was Blackwater had such a difficult time with the zone as Jed Mendoza gets this one after good defense from Panopio. Abu Trotter kept alive, trying to feed Bearfield. Bearfield to David. David with a little fake. Back to Bearfield, faking the pass, attacking Mamuyap. Size advantage, Bearfield, and that's his first field goal.
There you go. A lot more aggressive than the first quarter, but the counter-attack of Rainer Shine, no one going down for Blackwater.
Well, you can score on one end, but if you don't defend, that is not going to be a happy ending. Here's Cedric Bearfield. Pulls up for 3. Gonna miss there. Great rebound from Abu Trotter. Basket and 1.
And they did a guard-to-guard switch to get Asisio on Bearfield, but Abu Trotter being in the right place on the right time can earn an end-one opportunity.
I had a chance to talk to Coach Jeff Carriazo a while ago about Abu Trotter because I asked him, you know what? Abu Trotter feels like he's playing with a lot more force, attacking the interior more, doing more with the ball. And I asked him, why are you making him do that, Coach Jeff? And he says it's a combination of responsibility and pressure, knowing that he has a bigger role to fill and that he has that's the expectation of him. And I think he's not afraid of the challenge based on what we've seen here so far.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, with the tools that he has, there's no reason for him not to do that on a consistent basis. And Coach Jeff Carriazo giving him a lot of freedom and confidence to display those in the game.
Of course, he's getting the playing time that he's wanted. He didn't get it too much back in Northport. And of course, that is just a clever play coming from Santillan. Ball will stay.
You know, Santillan really working the offensive glass, giving Rainer Shine another possession right there as we see a timeout.
Rainer Shine sue for time. 48-32 to count here at the United Center in Antipolo. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
Ikaw na maglabas, Mamo. Antol, ikaw to. Okay. Check all the way na 3. Okay, all the way. Okay. Pag wala, out lang tayo. Ball screen tayo. Okay. You be the last screen. Goal, ha? Goal. Hold the screen at the center.
Let's take a look at the Rainer Shine Elasto Painters here, because Rainer Shine 48 points already here in the first half, and we're not even done with the second quarter. Around 3 minutes left. Let's take a look at the fast break points here this conference in 2 games. Only 10 per game, and they average around 16, 18.4 normally at the top. When the fast break points are down for Rainer Shine, partner, what does that tell you? Because that is completely out of character.
Coach Cheng is not happy for sure. I mean, he wants his team to run and gun, quick inbound, and attack while the defense has not yet been set. But it's only first 2 games. I'm sure they'll figure it out once the season goes on.
Well, Blackwater not switching defenses now. Keith Datu against Abu Trotter, and that's just a good basket. Keith Datu continues his good run of play here.
It's a very efficient game. 12 points already for Datu, looking very confident in this game.
50-32. Long way to go here for the Blackwater Bossing, but rain or shine, no, the game hasn't been won yet. Nice screen there, but then unable to finish from close range. Here's Antonio Asisio now, looking at his options. Jed Mendoza right in front of him. Asisio on the drive, on the move. Santillan with a little pick. Gian Mamuya thinking about it. Attacking Cruz Dumont, hangs up in the air, but misses. Christian David gets it. They push forward here. Panopio sells for the 3 ball. No dice. Ildefonso with the rebound.
Very cold on offense itong Blackwater.
And Ildefonso keeping the ball.
There, you know, rain or shine has a 33-21 rebounding advantage so far, only giving up 1 shot attempt for Blackwater so far in most of their possessions.
Here's Jim Mamuyak on Asisio. Whoa! And Asisio, he's enjoying here today. Unfortunately, did not enjoy that finish. And there'll be a loose ball foul. Will be against a white shirt.
That's another impressive hesitation move by Asisio.
You know, when they say don't hesitate in a lot of things, Anton does it positively. So rain or shine now in the penalty, by the way, so that's the reason why Cruz Dumont will go to the line to shoot too. Again, Cruz Dumont almost single-handedly kept Blackwater in the game in the first quarter because he was the only one hitting strings of shots. And he adds on to his tally with that one.
He's the top scorer right now for Blackwater with 9. And all points needed so far. Because Blackwater is still down by 17.
50-33. There's a couple of changes here. Richard Scotto comes in for Jed Mendoza, adding a bit of size here to the Blackwater Bossing.
Chance for Blackwater to get this down to an even more manageable deficit with 2 minutes left in the second quarter.
Remember, they almost brought it down to a single-digit deficit at the end of the first quarter, up until a late buzzer-beating basket from Chris Porter made a double-digit lead again. And Pete Datu has been feasting in the interior.
I mean, credit to his teammates also for finding him, but that empty corner ball screen has always been open. Great job by the guards of Rainier Shine to find their big rolling.
Panopio, Cruz Dumont. And almost a steal there.
Nice pass.
Oh, great find to David.
And David's got to have more of that, got to be more involved in his offense, but nice pass by Panopio to him.
Santillan, oh, great steal. We go the other way. Escoto driving all the way in for the 2. That'll be a basket and 1.
That hurts for rain or shine, but Blackwater starting to eat into this lead. Not a good turnover right there by Santillan, all the way igniting a fast break.
Let's take a look at this, because there might be an elbow, and that looks inadvertent, to be quite frank. But of course, even if it were inadvertent, that still hurts.
Well, the referee's going to check this out, but Blackwater getting into a nice run here. Again, starting on defense that leads to their offense.
Well, right now, 52-38, still in favor of the Rain or Shine Elasto Painters. Blackwater have a couple of free throws courtesy of Escoto in the cards for them. And this is the type of kick Blackwater needed. So it'll just be 2 free throws, rather 1 free throw here for Escoto. As unfortunately for Clarito, the only thing he'll get from that is a painful lip.
For sure, but you know what's nice about Blackwater, the bench players are filling in admirably, trying their best sa kawalan ni RK Ilagan.
Yes. It's so funny how such a small player can have such a big impact.
I mean, he's one of the most explosive scorers.
Yes.
Always playing above his height. That's Lemeti.
Lemeti scores a triple, marking his return to Rain or Shine lineup. 55-39 here. Oh, what a find.
Sorry, miss.
Cooks that shot just too much. Giamamuya to the corner. Lemeti has 1-3 already. Escoto right in front of him. Lemeti attacking and lost the handle. Couldn't really run the fast break there. Cruz Dumont's waiting in the corner. Escoto attacking Lemeti. Size advantage there. Here's Cruz again. 12 seconds to play. Christian David against Santillan. David, sidestep Jay, that's good.
Pretty looking jumper a la Carmelo Anthony by Christian David. He's been asking that ball for a while, finally got it in the end.
Few seconds left in the first half. A foul on the floor. That's a foul to give, by the way. So that means Coach Zheng Yao and his boys only have 3.4 seconds here in the second quarter.
They're going to call a time already, but here Christian David sizing his defender up. Leonard Santillan, that's a lot of space for that nice looking step back jumper.
The timeout here. Chance for Coach Zheng Yao to draw something up with 3.4 left. And I think it's fair to say, partner, that Blackwater have their moments wherein they can come up with a bit of runs. We saw one just a while ago. But then that bad habit of letting go of the rope really causes teams like Rain or Shine to extend that lead. And they're going to be hoping that they can manage it in the second half.
They've got to get consistent defensive stops. It can't be just one or two for Blackwater. And for the second half, I think Bearfield and David got to try to take over and just, play more two-man games and start the offense from themselves.
Well, I absolutely agree, partner. So we're going to see whether or not they can do that. But at the moment, it is all Rain or Shine. And they're going to be hoping there is one more twist going into this one. Let's take a look at the numbers of Richard Escoto. 9 points and 2 rebounds for him. And Escoto has been so positive off the bench here for the Blackwater Bossing. All right, so let's take a look at what they come up with. And that's just good defense, but there's going to be another inbound. Panopio read that clearly.
They tried the pinky backdoor, but...
And all the way, and that was just wide left for Keith Datu, who was one of the hottest guys on the floor. But even despite that miss, a big lead for the Rain Shine Elasto Painters, 55-41 here at United Center in Antipolo. A bit of analysis when we return. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
And you're still watching the 50th season of the PBA Philippine Cup. Ito ang tapatang Rain or Shine Elasto Painters and Blackwater Bossing. At ang tema para sa araw na ito ay instant bounce back because both these teams are coming from respective losses. But at the half, one team emerged more advantageous. They had a different sense of urgency for today. I'm talking about Rain or Shine. Kaya naman at the half, the score is 55-41 in favor of Rain or Shine. Mamaya, babalikan natin at titingnan natin kung masusustain ng Rain or Shine ang kanilang abante. But for now, it's time for us to celebrate and be excited about the games that are about to come. Hindi lang tayo magsistay dito sa Metro Manila. Pupunta rin tayo sa Dubai at Cagayan de Oro dahil solid nga ang ating PBA Season 50. We are again talking about the Dubai Comeback presented by Far Eastern Private School. That will be happening on October 26, 2025, 7 p.m. Dubai time sa Coca-Cola Arena yan. It will be the San Miguel Beermen versus Barangay Ginebra San Miguel, and you can buy your respective tickets there. Tapos susundan rin yan ang game in Cagayan de Oro City. That's November 15, Saturday, Aquilino Pimentel Jr. International Convention Center. It will be Rain or Shine versus the TNT Tropang 5G. 7:30 p.m. yan. Makikita nyo kung saan kayo pwede bumili ng inyong tickets, and the respective prizes are also there. So sabay-sabay tayong mag-celebrate ng PBA Season 50 with these solid games. Pero syempre, dahil nga golden season, nagkaroon din tayo ng munting reunion at the Meralco Theater. At nung una napanood natin ang part 1, so ngayon papanoorin naman natin ang part 2.
Ano lang, parang ganito lang, parang kabado lang din ako na pumunta rito eh. Hindi ako usually pumupunta sa mga gatherings eh. So, first time. Actually, marami eh. Pero, syempre, yung nakilala ko yung mga katulad ni Hazel. Nag-start ako, nandyan na sila. So, till now, nandyan pa rin sila. So, masaya akong makita sila. Sana, kumbaga, mag-grow pa yung PBA ng ilang years at sana bumalik yung dating sigla ng PBA. Congratulations sa PBA para sa 50th anniversary, and then lahat po ng PBA fans, inibitahan ko kayong manood. Ito po si Marlo Aquino. Thank you.
Our time kasi is very physical. Right now, medyo nag-evolve na yung game. So, good thing the players naman, they're adjusting well naman sa brand of game ngayon. But, syempre, exciting din kung talagang physical yung game. Ako, very emotional ako pag nakita ko sila. I'm sure talaga masaya. Really fun and talagang reunion of my teammates and my kalaban. Yeah, congratulations PBA for 50 years. Thank you to all the supporters, to my fans. Solid Alvin Patrimonio. Salamat. God bless you.
Number one, it's the crowd. Siyempre, hindi mo na makikita yun sa ibang lugar eh. Yung crowd ng PBA na it's always full. Siyempre, especially during our time when Pure Foods plays, talaga it's always full. Tapos, siyempre, competition. Pangarap lang na makatapat mo. It's such a big honor for me. And lastly, siguro yung I miss the players. Yung mga dating kalaban, tapos mga former teammates. So I miss them so much kasi almost 17 years din ako sa PBA. So, yung mga classical games namin versus Ginebra, talagang it's all about stories na lang eh. I cherish all the stories na sinishare ko rin sa mga ibang players na hindi nila inabot. Talagang very memorable yon. And yung mga losses, yung wins din, syempre, yun. Tapos the people that made it successful, PBA, I miss yung, syempre, yung commissioner's office, nakakatuwa rin kasi sila din talaga ang nag-support sa amin. I cannot describe it kasi it's just a dream before. So, ako, looking back, sabi ko, grabe, iba pala yung feeling na you're part of that. Dati pangarap lang. And siguro I was able to touch din yung other players na who went into basketball, who pursued their dreams. Siguro kahit pa paano nakapagbigay ako ng inspirasyon doon sa iba na mga bata. Yun. Congratulate PBA, happy birthday to you. This is your 50th birthday celebration, and please do watch PBA's. Grabe ang mga games, sobrang exciting, and ang dami mga magagaling na bata ngayon.
Good sign for the Elasto Painters.
Last shot time for Rainer Shine. Nocom trying to force it. Walang nakuha doon. Perez for 4. CJ from way downtown.
And what a way to end the first 2 quarters of action. CJ Perez stopping and nonchalantly taking the shot from beyond the 4-point line. Usually sa 4th quarter lang nangyayari yan eh. Hindi na pwede mag-foul ang TNT.
Abarientos puts it up. Oh! Wow. You know, if you're TNT, that's the worst possible way. But then,
it's a desperation shot
at the
by
buzzer. Oh.
RJ Abarientos.
That's going to be three tries to basket, Charlie. This is the third. 3 to shoot. He's trapped. He gets away. Goes up. Woo! Hung in the air. And then threw it up with his right hand. What a shot.
Good, man.
Santillan also making his debut para sa Rainer Shine. Look at Gabe Norwood! Nahiya.
Alam mo kung ganito pa rin ang pinapakita ni Norwood?
Wala na Chris Newsom. 6 fouls na po siya. Cancino now with it. Down to 9 on the shot clock. What's CJ gonna do? Takes the J. Off the glass. Off the glass.
That's how you make your bones, my friend. Sanay na siya sa mga malalaking tira na rin na gano'n. Sinasanay niya sarili niya. Walang problema. Back shot para dito kaya CJ Cancino. They have to lead, my friend.
Sabi ni CJ Cancino, okay, fellow Maroon, you can hit a big shot. I'll hit one too.
Welcome back to United Center in Antipolo, where the Rain or Shine Elasto Painters still hold a 55-41 lead over the Blackwater Bossing at the halftime break here for your PBA Season 50 Philippine Cup. I'm Paulo Del Rosario alongside Larry po na siya. Larry, what a half rather it was for the Rain or Shine Elasto Painters. Just doing everything right, and one of the key reasons why is the way they started out this ball game, just like a house on fire.
They had a 21-3 advantage right away, and that set the tone for this ball game. They were clicking on all the cylinders, and Blackwater was missing a lot of shots, missing RK Ilagan, and they had to play catch-up most of the way.
Let's take a look at the second chance points here, because this was one of the bigger factors in this game, doubling up the numbers here. Rain or Shine has 10, Blackwater with only 5. And we take a look at the second chance points. That is born of 11 offensive rebounds for the Rain or Shine Elasto Painters to only 7. You gotta say, if you're Blackwater, that is something you need to adjust to.
And Rain or Shine coming off a loss in San Miguel, they were going to come out aggressively. They didn't shoot very well, but right now, out rebounding Blackwater 36-23 and just having a lot of advantages on all departments so far.
And can you imagine, we were saying that it was going to be difficult for Rain or Shine to really make up the rebounding numbers, considering that Kalen Chongson is out injured and rebounding might be an issue, but looks like we're wrong. 36 rebounds here today.
So far, so good for them. Johnson's not suited up for today's game, but Santillan had 7 rebounds. Clarito in his usual numbers, but here the scoring also. Datu started like a house on fire with 14, and a very balanced attack for Rain or Shine, but Blackwater needs to get Cedric Bearfield and Christian David going if they want to have a chance in the second half.
Dato also shooting at 67% from the field at the moment, and of course we'll try to continue that. Jack Cruz Dumont came in from the bench from the Blackwater Bossing and was one of the reasons why they are still in contention in this ball game. Without him, who knows where they'd be. But of course, we also have to look at the underachievers here. Cedric Bearfield with only 4 points. I'll get back to you on that in just a bit. So take a look at this Pilipinas Live poll question, where we ask who will have more rebounds. It'll be John Clarito or Abu Trater. You can answer that on Pilipinas Live app. Of course, it is it A or B. Download and register now for free. Get on Google Play or the App Store, or visit PilipinasLive.com. So far, looking at that number, Abu Trater has 4. And of course, when you take a look at the numbers here of John Clarito, only 1. So those who are voting for Abu Trater are winning here so far. But let's take a look at the potential adjustments here for both these teams, partner. Because the Blackwater Bossing cannot afford another slow start here in the third quarter. You mentioned it was an incredible run to start out for the Rain or Shine Elasto Painters, but they need to do better, and they're going to be hoping that this second half is a completely different ballgame.
You want to, if you're Blackwater, you want to free up opportunities for Christian David and Cedric Bearfield, who's not starting this second half. But right now, they've got to start strong. They don't want to get this lead swelling up more than 14 points.
Well, right now, Cedric Bearfield only with 4 points, as we saw a while ago. Christian David with 7. So trying to get going here. Escoto felt the bunker goal line to shoot 2. And that's a good way to get going, partner. Find your way to the line.
And this guy has been having a nice rhythm for Blackwater. And 9 points already, second leading scorer. And it's one of the few bright spots for Blackwater so far.
9 points, 2 rebounds, a steal to his name here so far. Shooting 4 of 6 from the field, 66.7%. And trying to stay perfect from the free throw line. You take a look at Rain or Shine, and it felt like they took it to heart, partner, just how much quicker they have to be after that disappointment against the San Miguel Beermen, as Escoto drains the 2. And for Rain or Shine, you have to be wary that you let Blackwater back into this ball game.
And for sure, they got the message from Coach Yang after that loss. Right now,
great cut from Noko, unable to finish though. There's Panopio, now to Christian David. Letting the defender walk by. Good look, no dice.
Nice flyby there, just could not convert on that 3.
Gave Norwood to Bo Belga. Belga. Barreling his way inside. That time, no dice.
What action we're seeing Belga versus
Brandon
Quinto.
Just a big man. Gave Norwood quick hands.
Escoto, right place, right time. Not the right result, though. But here's Adrian Nocum streaming the other way.
Nice one.
Great feed to Clarito. Easiest two of the night.
I mean, so deadly in the fast break. Nocum finding the assist the last second to Jonard Clarito.
Andrade, down to Panopio. Panopio, attracting the attention. They shift it around. Oh, and what a reverse, unable to get the finish, though. The ball will go to the white shirts.
But good help there by Bo Belga, altering that shot of BJ Andrade. Ball's going to go to rain or shine.
Here's Gabe Norwood, now giving to Andre Caraco. Now, this is a very veteran lineup, a bit of a throwback. You have Gabe Norwood and Bo Belga on the floor here for Coach Yeng Yao. Two players who were actually able to experience a championship with this franchise.
And Coach Yeng just loves to put grizzled veterans right there to pair up with his promising young guns.
Adrian Nocum. Oh, losing time here. Clarito trying to beat the buzzer. That won't count anyway. And that's just good defense from Blackwater. Something that we did not see much of in that first half.
And for sure, Coach Jeff reminded his boys that it's going to have to start on defense. Great stop right there on that possession. But Rain or Shine passed up a lot of open shots.
Here's Panopio. Andrade pulls up for three straight away. No good. Nocum. That's to Norwood. And that's what time Andy Caraco will go line to shoot two. You're starting to see Rain or Shine run a bit quicker because right now Blackwater, when they get settled on defense, they are performing a lot better than what we saw in that first half.
And for Rain or Shine, they really want to take advantage of the defense not being set. Hence their quick counterattacks. But right now, a nice mix of deliberate play from Belga and Gabe.
Oh, here's Bo Belga trying to battle his way inside. No good. Misses everything. 9:37 left here in the third quarter. Here's Del Panopio. Panopio. Oh, found himself wide open. And he bears it.
That's a nice low screen set there by Blackwater. Panopio, an easy mid-range jumper.
Gabe Norwood now. Adrian Nocum. Now to Big Bo. Big Bo can't get the three ball to fall.
Blackwater chance to get this down to 10 or even further.
Well, let's see if they could. They were so close at the end of the first quarter, but then the last second shot coming from Chris Porter changed that one. Oh, Jonathan Clarito, great spin and the finish.
Way to execute at 4-on-2 fast break for Rain or Shine. Missed opportunity by Blackwater with a sorry turnover.
Here's Andrade. And a shot from long range. That's good. And all of a sudden, Blackwater are now threatening the Rain or Shine Elasto Painters.
All of a sudden, 14 points for Escoto, the leading scorer for Blackwater. Who would have thought?
Here's Bo Belga. Andre Caraco. Gabe Norwood. Gabe, turn around. The shot, no dice.
That's not a good foul there by Christian David, bailing out Gabe Norwood. But again, Norwood showing signs of freedom. And right here, Escoto with already 14 points.
This three-point shot is brought to you by Arena Plus Sportsbook. Now here's Gabe Norwood. You know, Gabe Norwood, we're going to miss him here in the PBA. He's saying that this is his last conference, and we just have to treasure every moment we have of Gabe Norwood because the memories he's given us, both in the Rain or Shine jersey and the national team jersey, they're just so special.
What a talent. I mean, one of the best teammates around, and not just on the court, off the court, his impact to the game has been special. And what a blessing to have Gabe Norwood see him play.
And you were lucky enough to be his teammate.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Here's Ginto. Trying to feed the man inside, but here's Adrian Nocum now, full head of steam. Adrian Nocum. Oh, elevates, no good. And Rain or Shine get another opportunity here.
Very nice change of pace right there by Adrian Nocum. Just could not finish that fast break, but Rain or Shine will get another shot at it.
it was a +4 quarter in favor of the Shine Elasto Painters in quarter number 2, 28-24. Much improved there for the Blackwater Bossing, but need to do more. Paul Zamar, by the way, checks in for the first time for the Blackwater Bossing. And here he is right now. Zamar. A nice in and out dribble, finding Andrade in the corner. And he takes it by himself and gets that off the glass.
Great counter there by Andrade. His three-point shot was taken. Takes it in for a nice bank shot.
Bo Belga, after great work from Andre Caraco, not able to finish though. All of a sudden, a chance here to make it a single-digit deficit. Escoto, he's been hot. Escoto gets that fall.
17 points for Escoto. Rain Shine's got to be careful here, leaving the door for Blackwater to come back. Still 7 minutes in this third quarter.
60-53. The Blackwater Bossing were complaining that they've only played one half at a time in the conference so far. But you know what? If this half is going to be this good, they might actually end up with a win.
And they're doing it with Cedric Fairfield on the bench so far.
That's going to be a foul yet again. And we have to give credit to the way Escoto is playing today. Because take a look at this shot. Confidence personified, and Escoto makes it a single-digit deficit.
And you would see in the first half, he's one of the consistent ones attacking and playing so well, and he's just carrying it over here to the second half for Blackwater.
60-53, rain or shine, still in the lead, but Blackwater finally knocking on the door. Here's Zamar. He'll pull up. He'll try it. He'll make it. Oh, Paul Zamar.
Over Gabe Norwood, one of the best defenders, and all of a sudden it's just a 4-point lead.
Here's Bo Belga. Adrian Noko left wide open. What a pick from Big Bo. But here's Blackwater. They are rolling. Here's Zamar, fresh off that three-pointer. A little hesitation. What a find to Christian David. And Paul Zamar pulling all the strings.
A magic Buddha from Coach Jeff Paul Zamar. So much positivity. Making so many, a couple of nice plays.
Let's take
Blackwood right here.
Let's take a look at that again, partner. Here's Zamar. Winter, spring, Zamar, or fall. All you gotta do is call, and Paul Zamar gets that 3-ball to fall.
Cold off the bench, but right there, hitting Gabe Norwood with a nice sidestep 3.
60-57. And rain or shine are in trouble. We are now down to a single possession lead. And rain or shine sue for time because it's been all Blackwater here in the third. Don't go away, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be right back.
Don't get a foul. Get on back on defense. Wala tayong magagawa. Okay. Next. Trigger lang natin ng fist. Okay? Trigger tayo ng fist. Diretso na sa flow yan. We will just fist on Bradley. Okay. If you fist lang natin, mag-alternate lang kayo. Okay? Try to get downhill and then move the ball. Anybody can get open. Okay? Before we shoot the three, let's try to get inside.
Up a little bit. Know that on the handoff.
Let's take a look at the numbers again of Christian David against the Meralco Bold. 7 points, 6 rebounds, and only 1 steal. 2 of 6 from the field after what was an 8 of 17 outing against the Terra Firma Jeep. Partner, we talk about having to adjust here for Christian David. He had to play the 3 position in that last game, and he admitted that he was not comfortable in that one. But today, now that he is back playing the 4 and the 5 positions, you gotta say it's made a big difference.
He's got 7 and 5 already with 1 full quarter and a half to go, and so far, or 9 and 5. I'm sorry, but the adjustment being at the 3, coach trusts him that he can do well in that position.
Here's Big Bo. Belga unable to get that to fall, but he'll go line to shoot 2. That might be a good idea to try to get the momentum going here for rain or shine, because Blackwater are trying, are battling, and they are getting close.
And, the veterans got to step up here. Bo Belga, nice move right there to sell that foul. And, tried to get 2 free throws to stop this bleeding.
You know, Big Bo Belga. There was a time back in the days. You know, we're all about PBA 50, all about nostalgia, as his very strange free throw routine always entertains. Remember back in the day when he was known as a part of the Extra Rice duo?
Well, for sure.
I mean, with J.R. Kinyahan back in the day. And of course, but Bo Belga slimmed down already. And that's because he understands what he needs to do to extend his career. And that type of discipline has to always be admired. Just like the free throw.
Whatever
from Big
works.
Bo.
That's a nice looking free throw. Very unique, but very effective.
62-58 here. 5:59 left here in the third quarter. As here's the Blackwater Bossing trying to knock the door down. Here's Zamar. Great third quarter from this young man. Ball Zamar trying to make it work or go to the line to shoot 2. He is doing it all.
And puts Karakut in jail right there and just gets deep into the paint and drawing a foul. Ball Zamar really helped Blackwater get back into this game.
You know, you look at his career. He has been all over the region. He's played overseas. He has the opportunity to come back to the San Miguel Beermen, where he had a bit role as well. He goes on Blackwater Bossing, and one of the reasons why people love him on their team is because of the intangibles, what he brings to the bench. He's such a great character. And he's also just a reliable playmaker despite the lack of size. Oh, Andrew Karakut free for a second, and he gets an easy 2.
And finally, much-needed basket for Andre Karakut. That could get him going. Been struggling so hard. We talk about Paul Zamar, very reliable guy, always ready to play, always ready to contribute whatever role he's given.
Zamar collects, trying to save Christian David. They're switching defenses here now, talking about Rain or Shine. Size differential in favor of Christian David. Shoots over him, gets that to fall.
That's just too easy for Christian David, just jumping over Andre Karakut there.
You know, he shook his head as if saying that, too easy. Oh, but that's going to be an offensive foul, or will it be a flop? I'm not quite sure what the referee saw. It's an offensive foul.
It looked like John Arguito gave all his force right there for Christian David, but Christian David on offense now, getting a charge on defense. Blackwater has a chance to tie this game, partner.
They could take the lead with a 3. Here's Zamar, a difference maker here in this one. Norwood right in front of him. Big Bo working on Christian David. David kicks it out. This is for the lead. They can't get it. Bo Belga with the tap. Jonah Clarito has it, saves it on to Karakut. Karakut, Nokum in the corner. Karakut driving. Now he gives it to Nokum. Nokum, the spin, the shot. Unable to get that to fall. Chance again to take the lead here for Blackwater. Oh, he wants a 4. Good line. Would have been the most dramatic shot of the game so far.
Would have brought the house down, but right here, Blackwater playing so confidently.
Here's Gabe Norwood. That's going to be a foul off the pass. And Gabe was saying that he should have put it in the direction of the hoop.
Gabe. You should have looked to score, not pass. Good recognition to take his guy on the post, drawing a foul in the process.
That'll be off the pass. Rain or Shine will have the inbound from the side. And don't look now. So they did all of this, by the way, without Cedric Bearfield, who is their most dynamic scorer. Talking about the Blackwater Bossing. Now he's coming back. Coach Jeff is going to be hoping that this is close enough for him to get supercharged in this contest.
And just enough for the fourth quarter coming up right here. As Bearfield will try to get going with Rain or Shine. Will try to stop this bleeding, and they got a foul on the baseline cross screen.
So it's going to be a hold on Zamar. So Cedric Bearfield, for those wondering, if he's such a dynamic scorer, why is he not playing more? He is still recovering from a shoulder injury, and they are limiting his minutes. Talking about the Blackwater Bossing in this contest, and actually did it in the last one as well. But we all know that even limited minutes, he could do special things. So here is Jen Mamuyak Panikit Datu, who had a fantastic first half. That time, Hopia doing just enough to bother him.
14 points for Datu, leading scorer of Rain or Shine. Trying to start off where he left off from the first half.
Cedric Bearfield trying to dictate traffic here. Finds Hopia. Escoto. Escoto wants another triple. Oh, Escoto gives Blackwater the lead. And all of a sudden, ladies and gentlemen, we got a ball game.
And you could just see off the bounce of his step how comfortable Escoto was. He really wanted that three.
Santillan wants that lead back. Can he? Yes, he can.
Having a nice shootout right here from both these teams, and Santillan finally starting to get going on offense.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is what we expected between these two. Two scrappy teams. And Blackwater have finally woken up after the halftime break. Here's Paul Zamar. Zamar calling the plays. Looking for Bearfield. Hopia. Trying a quick double here. Talking about Bearfield. Getting past Mamuya. Oh, sailing in. He hung up in the air forever.
It's just too difficult for a one-on-one coverage right there. But they don't go back on defense again.
How many possessions have we seen like that, partner? Rainer and Shine just so quick in transition even after Blackwater scores.
That's just a quick inbound culture that they have while the defense is sleeping.
Bearfield, he wants another, and he gets another.
It's just so easy for him right now. 4 quick points for Cedric Bearfield. Shine's got to look out.
Mamuyak gets it back from Gabe Norwood. This time trying to test Bearfield. Now it's Gabe Norwood. Gabe elevates. Can't get that to fall. Chance again for Blackwater to take the lead. 69-69. Nice performance here so far from these two teams. Here's David against Gabe Norwood, slowing things down. Wants to take it old school. Barreling inside. The goal line to shoot 2.
Well, he's looking more comfortable at that 3 spot right there as he goes right at Gabe Norwood and draws a foul.
Timeout called on the floor. Blackwater sued for a time. What a comeback's been for so far, but still, the win still in the balance. 158 left in third.
That mean, right? You're in a penalty, so don't settle. We're also in a penalty. Fellas, can we score and get not get it up? So get back. They the only one that should not be done.
Welcome back. You're still watching your PBA here at the United Center in Antipolo. Let's take a look at Cedric Bearfield and some of his highlights here. Because Cedric Bearfield in the third quarter has also come back to life. Let's take a look at this. Bearfield this time on the attack, on the move. Already 4 points here so far. That's 8 to be his total. But you just gotta say, you gotta feel, he has been a bit more aggressive and a bit more direct in the third quarter.
I mean, I think he got the message from Coach Jeff that you're going to start with defense, but he's playing more deliberate. He has more patience right now. He's reading the defense better. Once he gets in a one-on-one situation, it's so difficult for him to be stopped. But right now, his teammates have helped him actually with the scoring while he struggled in the first half. But he's getting his game going now.
69 all. And there's the lead. Christian David makes it 70-69.
Christian David, 12 points already for Rainer Shine. Nice bounce back game from his previous one against Meralco.
Gets 2 to fall. 1:58 left here in the third quarter. And Rainer Shine, it is night and day in terms of the halves. Zamar, no foul, says the referee. They have the numbers on the break. Christian David to Cedric Bearfield. Bearfield elevates for 3, gets it a fall.
And that's just too easy for him. That's already 7 points for Cedric Bearfield here in the third.
Santillan, Nanakit Datu. Malonzo making the cut. Lemeti also tried to get it. But it's Datu again. Datu taking on Hopia. No good. Hopia with the rebound. Cedric Bearfield gets past Mamuya. Bearfield again.
Kicking out to Jack Cruzamon. And keeping it alive. What effort coming from Hopia. Zamar slowing it down. Finding Bearfield. He wants a 4-pointer. He gets it to fall. Oh, Bearfield couldn't believe it himself.
You talked about a guy who was struggling, but all of a sudden now goes supernova.
Here's Santillan, wants 3 back. Oh, misses everything. And if you're rain or shine, the pressure is starting to mount. And this is when cooler heads need to prevail, partner.
And they've got to steady themselves here. There's a 4th quarter ahead of them. No need to rush anything. They've lost the lead, but now they've got to manage this situation.
Here's Christian David. David, oh, he's feeling it. He has confidence here. Tracks a double.
Oh,
it up. Oh, he tried to do it by himself. You know, I said he was confident. Maybe a bit too confident there. And that's going to be a foul. And will that be a shot? Yes, it will be. And that was just a smart play from Mamuya. But, you know, yeah, Christian David, so much confidence in that one.
Wanted to channel his inner T-Mac right there, but here, Rain or Shine, chance for them to end this quarter well. Bring this lead down. All of a sudden, they're staring at an 8-point deficit.
They got 7 after Mamu gets that one. 13.7 left here in the third. Abu Crater comes back into the fold for the Blackwater Bossing as Christian David goes to the bench. What a performance from Christian David here in the third as well. There's a different level of comfort when he's playing in the position he says is his best.
And, you know, his teammates got him going, got aggressive, and he has got 13 points already with 1 full quarter ahead. Good sign for Blackwater. David really engaged in this game.
Bearfield wants the last save. Can't get that one. And a chance here. The heave, no good. And that will mean it is a 6-point lead for the Blackwater Bossing going in to the 4th and final quarter. This was after trailing by 19 points at 41-22. But boy, oh boy, Bearfield, Escoto, David, so many heroes here for the Blackwater Bossing so far. And we're going to find out if they can keep it going. Don't go away. We'll be right back. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the United Center here in Antipolo for your PBA Philippine Cup in season 50. Let's take a look at the game summary so far because Keith Datu was such a big player in the first half for Rain or Shine. 14 points in the first half, but unfortunately, 0 in the third. It looks like Blackwater may have found the solution against Keith Datu. Let's take a look at the bench scoring as well, because guys like Jack Cruz Dumont and Paul Zamor have come off the bench for Coach Jeff Carriazo and gave them quality. 10-13 in particular for Jack Cruz Dumont. And what about Richard Escoto? Escoto 20 points, including 11 in the third quarter. As we bring you back to live action here at the United Center in Antipolo, where Gian Mamuyak just scored the first 2 points of this quarter, making Rain or Shine come a bit closer by 4. Cedric Bearfield couldn't answer. No foul, says the referee, and the entire Blackwater bench is livid. Thank you so much for joining us here on Pilipinas Live, PBA Rush, or wherever you're joining us all over the world. I'm Paulo Del Rosario alongside Larry Fonashare. This is Rain or Shine against Blackwater. Gian Mamuya will go to the line to shoot 2. Yes, so take a look at the quarter scoring here. Plus 20. Wow, for Blackwater. 36-16 was the number in quarter number 3.
Really a reversal of what happened in the first half as Rain or Shine is struggling to get back into this game. But Gian Mamuya, nice start to this fourth quarter. 2 aggressive moves.
Of course, Jeron Teng, he is such a promising player. Talking about Jeron, let's take a look at his numbers against San Miguel. Not the greatest shooting night for him, but then he brings so much more than just scoring to this Rain or Shine team.
I mean, his defense is always there. That's in his calling card, but his offense has really improved here in Rain or Shine.
You know, the fantastic thing about Jeron Teng that he has been a defender even when he was young. Oh, boy, Samar able to keep that alive. But then eventually the turnover is completed. Here's Keith Datu. Much more aggressive now are the Rain or Shine Elasto Painters compared to what we saw in the third. A chance to take the lead with a 3 or tie it up with a 2. Datu, after a scoreless third quarter, scoring underneath. And there's a timeout called, and Rain or Shine, their coaching staff still upset with a non-call backcourt in the previous possession. But let's take a look at this again. Keith Datu scoring once more with the reverse after a scoreless third quarter, up to style at 16. Tied ball game, 77-all. Don't go away.
Okay, so understand what we're doing. What are they doing? All they're doing is going to the basket. Be strong, okay? All right?
Big corner shooters. And then let's have this guy as a goal man. Okay, let's have this guy as a goal man. Okay?
Let's take a look at Keith Datu again. 6 points and 5 rebounds against San Miguel Beerman. 11 and 7 against Ravena. And partner, he has had a fantastic game here so far. 16 points so far in this game. And you just gotta say, Keith Datu, we know his potential. We know what he can do. And we are seeing glimpses of that here today.
I mean, 16 points top scorer for Rain or Shine. They're gonna need all his skill right now to get this game for Rain or Shine, but really a handful to defend for Blackwater.
Cedric Bearfield gets it back from Abu Tratter. 10 seconds left on the shot clock. Great handles. Oh, Cedric Bearfield makes his way all the way in. Unfortunately for him, and to get to finish the ball. Santillan. You know, it felt like he just let go of the ball, but it still went in.
Again, Jeron Teng getting involved, getting that assist so far. Very active.
Rain or Shine get back the lead here. Del Panopio gets it back. Escoto, a danger man here, especially after that 11-point third quarter. Abu Tratter working against Keith Datu. Tratter gets it. And that time it was just a great tap from Malonzo from behind. Santillan running. Malonzo, great feed, and Rain or Shine now have a measure of control yet again.
I mean, the urgency for Rain or Shine, just putting the screws on defense, and now all of a sudden a 4-point lead for them.
Bearfield. Panopio. Great rebound coming from Abu Tratter. Tratter. Little bump. Gets to finish inside. Oh, he took that personally.
He wanted that against Datu, really going one-on-one and getting that bank shot.
Oh, he likes a little scrap, partner. Here's Mike Malonzo. The push shot, no good. Datu with a follow.
And it all started with Malonzo taking that shot to draw his defender out of position, allowing Datu to have that runway for the offensive rebound.
Take a look at this again, partner. Malonzo will go up for the shot. Good defense there from Abu Tratter, in fairness, but then no one there able to box out and contain a Keith Datu.
Forced the switch right there. Dumont against Datu. No chance there. As Blackwater sends Christian David back.
And a missed free throw there. And Coach Yang Yao not happy with that rebound from the Blackwater Bossing. Here's Christian David. Who's Dumont? Who's Dumont? Looking for Christian David. Great ball movement here. He elects to attack. And what a swat from Datu. He's playing volleyball out there.
Mamu. Oh, what a find! Jeron Teng has pulled all the strings, pressing all the right buttons, and rain or shine up 85-79. But first, what a swat from Datu. Playing to Lemeti, Mike Malonzo getting the feed. Easy two, and rain or shine are in their flow. 85-79. 8:49 left in the fourth. Don't go away.
Work the ball around. Trust Cliff here. Right? Then look for your dribble up, Cliff. Move the ball a little bit more. When you have a shot, shoot. Attack hard. Earlier is open. Earlier is open. Okay. Go back to your open. Open and see. Open, see, okay? All right, let's go.
Welcome back. You're still watching your PBA as we take you into this enthralling contest. This second half really has become a lot spicier than what we saw in the first. And it's Blackwater against Rain or Shine. Rain or Shine, partner. They've just been running transitions so well. But of course, Blackwater, I'm sure, have a lot more to say as Cruz Dumont with a big triple.
Great ball movement by Blackwater to find Jack Cruz Dumont. He's got 12 points, still continuing his brilliant game.
Belga finding Lemeti. Lemeti, little hesitation. That's going to be a foul from David off the drive. That should be on the floor.
Then Lemeti challenging the foot speed of Escoto right there. Clear speed advantage.
Shot clock here at 14. As Mike Malonzo has it again. Bo Belga is asking for it, but they go the other way. Nemeti. Mamu, that's a 3-ball. No dice. Pitching it forward to Jack Cruz Dumont. Oh, what defense from Jeron Mamuya. Hopia hammered, will shoot 2.
But he got hit in the head. They're asking for a flagrant. Let's see what the referee calls.
So I believe they're gonna check it. Well, you gotta credit Hopia there because that was a fake that got all the white shirts up.
Great defense from Jeron Mamuya. He saw that one coming, but yeah, Hopia did a nice job trailing that and saving the possession, and now we'll have a chance to get 2 from the line.
So let's see what our referees decide here. So we're gonna wait, look for contact to the head, and there it is. So Santillan trying to swipe that, and actually there was that fake, and the hand just kept on going.
Yes, and great fake right there, but
oh yeah. So that actually might have a case for flagrant. We're gonna see what the referees decide.
This is a different Blackwater team competing against Rain or Shine that we saw in the first half.
So flagrant foul penalty 1 for Santi Santillan. That means he will need to see the next 3 game minutes on the bench. So it'll be free throws plus ball possession. Or rather, free throws and another free throw because it was a shooting foul for the Blackwater Bossing. Gabe Norwood coming back in as well. So, you know what, partner? Just looking at this Blackwater team. You mentioned it. It's a different Blackwater side. I remember having conversation with Abu Tratter before their second game, which unfortunately ended up in a loss. He was saying that Blackwater's record in the past few years hasn't been great. But then this year, it does feel different as a unit. And I think we are seeing that in the early returns here this conference.
And for sure, as they have performed really well. I mean, if you look at their lineup, they're kind of complete in all positions.
Yeah, they have size.
They have size too, explosive guards. And they're doing it today with the absence of RK Ilagan, which is impressive.
So
My correction, it is going to be another possession after that flagrant. Oh, Jed Mendoza, smallest guy on the floor. That's a 4-pointer. Oh, Jack Cruz Dumont with another. Wow.
What a big shot right there.
Hopia extends for the block. 87-85. Jack Cruz Dumont, he is feeling it right now.
And he wants this ball.
He wants it. And can you blame him? A 3 and then a 4. Jack Cruz Dumont attacking Gabe Norwood. Now David. David wants a 4. Would have been an 8-point swing. And that time, you just got to look at the heart of Jed Mendoza. Because that is heart over height personified.
I mean, I don't think he sees himself as a small guy. Fights for those rebounds. But man, the bench play of Blackwater, Jack Cruz Dumont, and Richard Scotto.
For Jed Mendoza filling in here for RK Lagan and Christian David pouncing on that. And that ball will stay with the Blackwater Bossing. Coach Yeng Yao, again, I'm sure still livid at how this team is playing in the second half. Talking about the Rainer Shine Elasto Painters.
Just allowing Blackwater to get back in this game. He's really inconsistent over Rainer Shine.
Adrian Nocum coming in for Gian Mamuyak. Again, Mamu led the charge for Rainer Shine here. Needs a different look here in the fourth quarter. That's the feeling of Coach Yang. Cruz Dumont. That time misses everything.
Great help by Bo Belga right there, helping his guard who got stuck on the screen, challenging that shot.
Angelina Lemeti. Great find to Big Bo. They're using his strength. Jed Mendoza now. Jed on the attack. You know, he's not afraid of contact, and we have to credit his time with the 3x3 scene, because he's so used to contact in that particular contest. It doesn't matter what your size is, so he will attack no matter how big you are.
I mean, the physicality, the contact here in the 5-on-5 is nothing to him after what he went through in the 3x3. But right now, after a slow first half, Mendoza's playing quality bench minutes for Blackwater.
You know, talking to him before the game, Jed Mendoza said that, yeah, he knows he's going to get more minutes with the absence of RK Lagan. And I said, how is he going to approach it? He said, I'm just going to enjoy it.
Yes,
and
there you go.
And I think the way he's enjoying it right now is evident.
For sure, and just doing all the scrappy and tangible work.
Jonathan Clarito, much needed basket for Rainer Shine.
Great handoff by Bo Belga. So difficult to guard that handoff with a runway to the basket.
Mendoza now. Hopia thought about it. Cruz Dumont attacking Bo Belga. Sidestep, no good. Bo Belga comes away with it. Lemeti, chance to give them a lead with any sort of basket. Jonathan Clarito fouled on the floor. Will be the 15th foul here for the Blackwater Bossing.
Good patience there by Rainer Shine, not getting a shot on the primary break and finding a trailing Jonard Clarito who draws a foul.
Again, the turning points of this game, well, yeah, we have two really. The 27-17 first quarter for Rainer Shine, and then the 36-16 third quarter for the Blackwater Bossing. It has been an intriguing contest, because right now, they're just exchanging haymakers. And Clarito. Oh my goodness, Clarito.
Just right there, turning the corner on that ball screen, and really hope he had no chance.
And you know what? Clifford Hopia, at that time, he does have the length, but the speed was all Jonard.
And he should have backed up more and just gave Jeron Teng the space, but just too close for him. As Bearfield comes back here for the last 6 minutes of this game.
Well, Jack Cruz Dumont, what a great contribution from him. As Jonard Clarito tries to extend the lead, unable to do so, and that will be a hold against the Blackwater Bossing.
It's going to be an Hopia. They are in the penalty already with 6 minutes still.
And we just have to credit Keith Datu there, because Datu obviously was at a position of disadvantage. but then able to just muscle his way into the interior.
I mean, just showing his strength. That really one of the really consistent ones for Rain or Shine in this game is Keith Datu.
Again, Keith Datu filling in very admirably all the minutes lost from Kalen Chongson. 91-88, 6-0 power left here in the fourth. Second Bearfield now. Adrian Nolcomb right in front of him. Bearfield. Switching defense here. And that was close, but Nolcomb may have had a finger on it.
Rain or Shine with the ability to switch on all those pick and rolls. Gabe Norwood practically can guard pretty much anyone here in the Blackwater team.
You know, despite being at the end of his career, still one of the most effective defenders in the PBA. Jed Mendoza to Escoto. Escoto attacking, finding Hopiat. Took a bit of time, but got the to the fall.
And all made possible by Escoto taking his man on the dribble and finding a nice assist for Clifford Hopia.
Rain or Shine still leading by one. Ball pops up. That will be a foul. But Blackwater, at least some of the defenders are arguing that the ball just came loose.
Clarito got bailed out right there. Looked like out of control, but the referee saw a foul and he gets rewarded on the line.
You know, Jonathan Clarito is such a fun player to watch because he is so physical. He loves the contact. And of course, his effort is never questioned. As you take a look at this again, a little hezzy. The push, the shot, he eventually makes it. But you know what, if you're a big man coach, some people say, just go straight up.
But patience shown by Hopia right there still works to his favor. But you know, talk about Jeron Teng. What I like about him is he does not lose confidence. He does not hesitate and, you know, make a mistake. The next play, he will still give you that 100% aggressive move. So,
and you know, when he's playing really well, Coach Yang Giao has the best nickname for him. Michael Jonard.
Oh, yeah.
It is such a great nickname. Oh, Gabe Norwood swiping that away from Cedric Bearfield, but he keeps possession. He gets it back, and he wants to clear out. He wants Gabe Norwood one-on-one. 4 seconds on the shot clock. Bearfield taking on Norwood. Elevates. In and out, and Keith Datu saves it to Clarito.
Good job by Gabe Norwood staying right in front of Bearfield.
Keith Datu. Now to Nolcomb. 3-point lead still for Rain or Shine. Not safe at all. Blackwater have already hit a couple of 4-pointers. Adrian Nolcomb. He's dared to shoot, and Nolcomb couldn't make them pay. You know, that is one thing that Nolcomb needs to work on. Taking advantage of all the space given to him from the 3-point line. At the moment, though, 3-point lead for Rain or Shine. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
Take a double gap. Okay? Okay, you beat this one. Okay, you can be any of these ones. You create the double gap so we can attack that. There is penalty. Okay? So if you collapse in 6. Okay? Tira mo. Okay? But we will trigger it with this. Let's do this. Okay? Okay?
Welcome back. You're still watching your PBA at Inares Center in Antipolo. Let's take a look at the scoring runs. They say it is a game of runs, and we saw a couple of significant ones here. 10-0 run to start out the fourth quarter for the Rain or Shine Elasto Painters. After what was a dismal third, they were able to answer back with 10 straight points. Keith Datu playing a big part of it, as well as Gian Mamuyak. But what about a 9-0 run right after from the Blackwater Bossing? Jack Cruz Dumont from the bench scoring from beyond not one, but 2 arcs. 4-pointer from him, a 3-pointer right before that. And of course, we are now poised with a 93-90 ball game with 4:45 left here in the fourth quarter as Hopia goes back to the bench here in this one. Going a bit smaller with Ginto and David, the front court of the Blackwater Bossing. Here's Jed Mendoza now. Don Asisio back in the ball game for Coach Yang Giao, right in front of him. Cedric Bearfield against Adrian Nolcomb. Nolcomb loves to try and jab and get the steal. And Bearfield, oh, what a challenge, and that's going to be out of bounds, off the block. But Bearfield, you know what? He's shaken up a bit.
I mean, Rainer Shine is doing a great job sending a help defender at the last moment right there as he gets by Nogum, but Clarito's right there for that clean block.
Yeah. So yeah, you saw the hands on the ball. But of course, you still felt the contact if you are Cedric Bearfield. Mendoza, that was an emergency shot, couldn't save it himself, as Asistio has it now. 93-90, 4:17 left. Asistio finding Datu. Datu elevates on the free throw line, no good. Datu again. Bearfield gets it. Bearfield attacking Asistio. That's going to be a foul on the shot.
There's no choice for Asistio right there. Bearfield freight train running to the basket.
Remember, Bearfield only had 4 points in the first half, but of course his scoring has increased exponentially here. How many does he have, partner?
He's got 14 so far.
Make it 15. And again, that is without. This performance is on RK Ilagan, the man on your screen there. And he is one of the guys that has a clutch gene. He loves big moments. As we take a look at his numbers here, Bearfield, 11 points in the second half. He just wanted to make sure our graphic was right, so that shot went off. So 93-91. 2-point lead still for Rainer Shine Elasto Painters. Here's Adrian Nocum. Nocum now on the attack. Attacking the switch. Nocum able to manufacture a two.
And that's really his strength right there. Defenders have got to get him out of the paint. So difficult to stop.
Zamar back here in the end game. Oh, but Adrian Nocum, that's a loose ball foul. That will be free throws.
And they were a unsportsmanlike foul as Bearfield got a piece of the jersey.
Well, let's take a look at this again, partner. Adrian Nocum going in. He is one of the bravest players here in Rainer Shine. Also, not afraid to keep on taking shots. As Cedric Bearfield, of course, the last infraction is going to be looked at here.
But what a crucial turnover. Turnover events is going to be if referees called it as a...
So it'll just be a loose ball foul. And I think it's because it came as a swipe. As we see Stanley Pringle here suited up, but then is a DNP so far. Let's take a look at this again. So I mentioned a while ago, Nocum likes trying to force the turnovers, and we saw it here again. And there was a drag there coming from Cedric Bearfield.
And Nocum very active with his hands right there. Easy for him with his speed to, be active and recover in front of his man. But right here, these are crucial free throws for Rainer Shine.
And all of a sudden, chance here to extend this. And Nocum does. So it's 97-91, two-possession ball game. And still a lot of time to play. And the way that we've seen the runs going back and forth, partner, I refuse to predict this at all.
I mean, the 4-point line is right there.
Oh, yeah. Oh, and could this be another steal? Yes, it will. Nocum with the finish.
And just Adrian Nocum making it happen on the defensive end and finishing it off.
And the thing is that turnovers are happening before any sort of attack is being made. Here's Bearfield. They need a basket here to stop the bleeding. Bearfield goes all the way in, and that's another stop. Forcing it there, and Nocum, who else at the end of that pass?
Blackwater's going to need a timeout right here, but Nocum just making it happen. All of a sudden, it's a 10-point lead for the Rainer Shine Elasto Painters.
101-91. And Adrian Nocum, apart from forcing the steals just like this, he is at the end of each and every fast break.
And there's no catching him once he gets that speed going, as Gabe Norwood, one of the best defenders still, making it happen, and Adrian Nocum knows what to do with that finish.
Solid ang laban, malupit ang galaw. Solid ang
straight out of Tondo. The two mga batang ng Tondo. We have, of course, Adrian Nocum and RK Ilagan. Unfortunately, RK Ilagan unable to play here today. But these two guys, the way that they play is very indicative of the type of players we normally see from Tondo. So brave, so entertaining. As Christian David scores a much-needed 2 here for the Blackwater Bossing.
The toughness of Tondo from those two, with Blackwater still in this game. Just an 8-point lead for Rain or Shine.
Gabe Norwood finding Adrian Nocum. Nocum getting past Zamar, seeing 2 red shirts, and that's a turnover from him. Here's Paul Zamar. And Jeron Clarito, what an effort. Oh, but saving it. It ends up with an open 3. Oh, he buries it. What a turn of events. Playing hot potato and ending up with an open look.
It's just a 5-point lead all of a sudden, but Blackwater, so much life for them.
Here's Asisio, sells for the J.
That's a big bucket for Anton Asisio. Another mid-range basket for him.
Cruz Dumont has been playing so well here today. Gabe Norwood. Christian David, size advantage for David, shooting over. In, out, and out again. Asisio now. Rain or Shine trying to put the final nail in the coffin. 103-96. They're going to take their time. Zamar trying to stay in front of Asisio. The switch is there. Oh, Asisio! And now a steal. Jeron Clarito playing free safety.
And Rain or Shine in great shape after those 2 possessions right here.
The composure to recover from that third quarter, partner. That was so evident here today as Clarito with a basket and 1, and Rain or Shine are starting to run away.
I mean, they started it early in this 4th quarter. They got that lead of Blackwater. They evened it out, but right now, Clarito.
Again, Michael Jonard, according to Coach Yang Giao, finishes that one, and all of a sudden, 12-point lead. Is there a final twist in the cards? They got to score quickly. Cruz Dumont, he pulls up for 3, misses everything. That's going to be a block. Great rebound there coming from Ginto. And Ginto will be blocked by Datu. And that should do it. What a performance here for Rain or Shine in the 4th. And you just got to say, in a battle of runs, it was Rain or Shine with the decisive one here in the 4th.
They did it at the perfect time. Enough to win this game. But here's Adrian Nocum. Great defense. 3 in a row steals. And finishing up with a nice mid-range jumper right there. And Rain or Shine's going to run away with this victory.
And of course, 110-96. For those wondering why, despite the score, the teams are still trying to score, it's because we're running quotient system here. Every difference matters in terms of the scores at the end of the day, because once there are teams that are tied, the quotient system will be one of the reasons why you end up over the other. As I'll be 4 free throws here for Paul Zamar.
It's not a good foul there, George. You were talking about the quotient.
Yeah. And Jeron Clarito saying sorry to the bench as well. And Coach Jeff Carriazo, you gotta feel the frustration here because they had the lead, but then poor decision making, turnovers in crucial parts, in particular in the last 5 minutes of the 4th quarter, proved to be the detriment of this Blackwater team.
They outscored Rain or Shine 20 points in that 3rd quarter. This is an amazing quarter. Just could not finish it. Could not pull this victory off.
And of course, Paul Zamar, it was a memorable game from him from a personal basis because in that 3rd quarter, he was such a big factor. He was unlocking the defense. He was scoring as well. And unfortunately for him, unable to really make a difference here in the 4th as well.
Well, in limited minutes, he turned this game around in Blackwater's favor, but they're going to try to get some more points.
And that'll go. With Jack Cruz Dumont will make it a 10-point loss against Rain or Shine. 110 to 100 in favor of the Rain or Shine Elasto Painters. Coach Yang Gao completes the bounce back after a disappointing loss last time around. And that is 2 straight down the drain here for the Blackwater Bossing. But of course, you gotta say, it was an entertaining contest because of the runs that we saw. Best player of the game, Keith Datu. Strong first half. Nondescript third, but he ends with 20. 28-2 and a whopping plus 28.
And whopping is the word right there, as he was solid the whole game for Rain or Shine. Really set the tone in that first quarter, inside-outside presence. And even on defense on the second half as he anchors Rain or Shine's victory in tonight's game.
100 to 110. Blackwater fall to the Rain or Shine Elasto Painters in what was an entertaining second half here in United Center ng Dipolo. And in just a few, we're going to hear from Keith Datu alongside our very own Eileen Shi, who I'm sure is enjoying the moment here as the best player of the game, Keith Datu. And right now, he is seated, and we're going to hear from him right now.
Scoring 20 points, 8 rebounds, shooting 8 out of 14 field goals with 2 blocks. Our best player of the game is Keith Datu. Congratulations, Keith.
Thank you very much.
Off the bat, Keith, there was already improved scoring for the Rain or Shine Elasto Painters. What helped you impose that efficiency today?
Coming off a loss last game, we really want to get back to our roots, moving the ball, setting good screens, doing the little things to help our team win.
It was indeed a hard-fought game. You burned a double-digit lead only for you to come back and take the win today. How did you manage to stay composed and also just close out today's game?
I think the experience coming into this game, we know what it takes to grind a tough one out. We had a lead, we lost it, and we battled back.
All right, Keith, I know there are a lot of people supporting you here today. It's time for you to give them a shout-out.
Thank you to all my family back home watching back in the States, to my girlfriend, to Hoop Jeepney that came out today. Much love. Thank you.
Thank you and congratulations once again, Keith. Now it's time to hear from our winning coach.
Press conference of tonight's PBA Philippine Cup game between Rain or Shine and Blackwater. Rain or Shine won 110-100. Joining us tonight is winning coach, Coach Yang Gao. Coach, just your thoughts about tonight's win.
We just got our run at the right time. It was a tough end game situation, but we were able to manage, to put together, as I said, a scoring run. Third quarter, they were making their threes, even their fours, and that's usually what your problem will be playing against Blackwater. So, alam namin the three-point shot is a weapon, and we knew that coming in. But even if you know it's coming, it's hard to stop. Especially kahit maganda yung containment mo, they were still making contested shots. But basketball is a game of run. They got their run. They were able to cut our lead or even get a lead. And then we came back at the right time. So I think yun ang importante na nakabalik kami. We maintained our composure. It was a good end game finish for us. I guess it's just yung accumulated experience, learning from making the semis, and being able to get the stops, making the right place at the right time. So again, I consider it as a sign of our maturity. Yung San Miguel game namin, we couldn't make shots. No, we couldn't make shots. But if you can't make shots, just find other ways to win the game. No? So Keith stepped up. We couldn't play Kaylan. No? Kaylan has a slight hamstring issue. But we'll see. Maybe in the next game, baka kaya niya maglaro.
Well, we called this a road to recovery, and it was the Rain or Shine Elasto Painters who ended up with that recovery. In the first quarter, let's take a look at Lemeti. Despite being blocked, able to score in the interior. And partner, we just take a look at what Rain or Shine did in that first quarter. It felt like they did everything right. 27-17 in their favor.
I mean, they started a house on fire right there, but Blackwater started to chip away. That first quarter had a nice run for Rain or Shine as they continued to attack relentlessly. As Keith Datu, also our best player of the day, really started really well.
Yeah. Well, it was Datu with the 3. And of course, Gian Mamuyak here will come up with the great feed coming from Gabe Norwood. It just felt like, you take a look at that lead, it was 21-3. You did not think at all that this would be a close matchup. But they went on their own run, talking about the Blackwater Bossing. But here in the second, it was a bit more even, but Datu just continued his brilliance. He had 14 points at the end of the first half.
I mean, all the way to a 20-point night. He was so consistent for Rain or Shine, even on defense. He anchored Rain or Shine's defensive effort as Christian David tried his best to go toe-to-toe.
It was a great comeback here for Christian David, but then guys like Lemeti, who also made his comeback, also played a big role, and his presence was missed by Rain or Shine, and you can see exactly why. 55-41, but this is when it became more of a ball game. You're gonna have this nice attack coming from Jeron Teng. He'll score in the interior, but after that, it was a Blackwater show. Take a look at Richard Escoto. He'll bury a 3-ball right here, and he was such a big factor in this game.
This was a 36-16 advantage for Blackwater. This third quarter, completely turning this game around. As Escoto, Cedric Bearfield got himself going as well in this third quarter. We thought that he was going to go get his 20 or 30.
And here it's going to be Bearfield again. He was just doing everything right here from beyond the arc in particular. Let's take a look at that again. There, towed that. So that was actually going to be a 3. So that is Cedric Bearfield with another big basket. And you felt like with the momentum, 6-point lead going into the fourth, that it would be a big challenge for the Rain or Shine Elasto Painters. And for a while it was, because take a look at this. They were nailing their 4-pointers. Jack Cruz Dumont for the Blackwater Bossing. But the defense played such a big factor for Rain or Shine, partner. Forced turnovers and the great play from guys like Jeron Teng and then, of course, Adrian Nocum.
I mean, they just relentlessly attacked and pressured Blackwater to defend. And here's Adrian Nocum, just really ahead of everyone in the fast break. And that was too much for Blackwater to handle.
Jeron Teng, Gian Mamuyak, Adrian Nocum, all big figures in the decisive run of the Rain or Shine Elasto Painters that gives them this 10-point win. 110-100 over the Blackwater Bossing. Up next, we still have a great one for you. The Titan Ultra Giant Risers will take on the Tropang 5G. And based on what we're seeing in the lineup, Captain Cueva looks ready to play as well for Titan. We are excited for that one. And thank you so much for joining us in game number 1. I'm Paulo De Rosario, also Larry Fonasher. And we will see you again for the next game days.
Solid na laro, solid ang laban, malupit ang galaw, galaw-galaw.